Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another hangout here at Astropreneur. Most of you, I believe, already know me, so I won't bother introducing myself because most of the usual suspects are here. I wasn't on last week because Comgrow. I was on their stream. Some of you probably saw the stream with Comgrow on last Thursday that Jerry and I were on, and I wasn't on last week because they wanted to do a preview and a test to make sure the communications and the video and the sound was good. So we did that instead. So I'm here tonight. I have a few people already in the background, but let me go say hi to those in chat first. Well, Jerry's in the back, so I won't say hi to him. I'll see him in a moment. Hey, Kieran, how are you? Hey, Louise. Who else is there? Mylan, how are you? Milan, how are you? I'll get your name right someday. Hey, Dominic and Shane, how are you? Hey, non-fam. Been a while. How's everyone doing? Let me bring in everybody, those who are in the background. Howdy. And Jerry's missing. Oh, no. The aliens took him. You're muted, Matt, by the way.
All right. Better now? Okay.
Yeah.
How's everybody?
Oh, it's good. Exam night for non-fam. Oh, yeah. That sucks. Hey, Stephen. Hey, Jeff, how are you? So what are you up to, guys? What are you up to?
Printing, like usual.
Let me guess. You're doing lithophanes.
No, actually not.
What? No lithophanes? What?
No. I did make a
Sergio, how are
lithophane
you?
city. I did make a lithophane city.
I did see the city. That's really cool, actually.
So I pull out some of the stuff out in the middle of the show and show it to you guys. So stick around and I show it. But I can show off a badly printed Eiffel Tower, I think.
He's creeping in. He thinks we don't see him.
Oh, ho, ho.
Oh, no.
Welcome to Liam's show.
Hey, I'm not one. Don't you dare call me that.
Hello, everybody, and welcome.
It looks fine, but it's basically, it's almost like little tiny dots everywhere. And then the dots got layered. It looks like a chain almost.
Oh, yeah, but that structure's so small, yeah.
Yeah, because the structure is so small. But, I mean, I'm amazed. I mean, got really good strength on it, too. I mean, you know. So
I noticed a printer I'm testing right now has got Z-wobble, I think it is. There's rings around the print. So I think I need to change the coupler or the Z screws on it. I'll have to look at it. I'll take the screws off and lay them on a table and roll them. And if they bow up, the screws are twisted.
Yeah.
And I might change the couplers on it too. Oh, yeah. So Louise told me that you printed them too close together.
Yeah. Because I put a fish on there, several fish. I tried to make the building plate as much as possible full. And because I finally saw...
Yeah, I know, Jerry. All right. Go on, Jerry. Thank you, Jerry. Jerry's making me feel bad now. Look.
There you go, Matt. Now you can show us. We can see it.
Yeah, it shows now.
Right.
Go on.
He's a smart man.
See?
Oh, cool.
Printed too close, but the legs are separated. It's a phone holder.
You can separate them.
Yeah, I know, but the Siamese twins, I call them. So.
Well, they are now, anyway.
So, yeah, that's what I've been up to. And I've been doing a castle.
Have you posted the link in chat, Liam?
I haven't done it yet. I was just going through this.
Nice.
Yeah, actually, this is a misprint. This is a failure.
That'll look awesome painted.
Yeah.
Hey, Nadav, how are you?
It's actually, what's it called? A dice tower it is. So you put your dice in here and rolls out there. But the dice tower is supposed to be as tall as this. So...
Oh, that's Tom Lama all out.
Well, if you're really
enjoying this, Tom, the link
really
I just posted.
Typing, you can Google everything and be really smart too.
Yeah. Come on, Lama. Come in and join the chat. Come on. So what are you up to, Jerry?
Come on, Lama.
Well, what am I up to? I wanted to do a Christmas present, and if you guys know, a while back, I printed this, or excuse me, I burned this on my laser on my K40, and this is already pre-cut out. It just pops out, and you can buy these bases on Amazon. And I engraved it. I talked to Liam. He helped me tweak a couple settings, and I made this a long time ago. It changes colors. And I wanted to make another one. I had some plexiglass sheets I bought, and I wasn't sure how to, the 3 millimeter, 3 millimeter acrylic, I wasn't sure what settings to use. So I researched it on some Facebook groups and what other people did to cut it. And I went and cut another one out, and I done a couple tweaks. I had one screw up on the engraving. Second time around, it worked out fine. And here, this is a Christmas present for the people it's for. They're not watching. It says Las Vegas Elite Off-Road. Come join the fun, or join the Elite, whatever the hell it says. Anyway, I made that for them. It's going to be for a Christmas present. And I, cut the acrylic out. I peeled back the paper on the top side. I used dish soap on it, which a lot of people recommend to do. A nice layer of dish soap. And with K40, burned it out in a matter of seconds practically. And this will be a Christmas present. It came out really good.
So did you reverse the image and do it on engrave on the back, or did you do it in the front?
I reversed the image and done the engrave on the top. And then it's on the back on this one. And on this one I must not have flipped it because the engrave is actually on the top.
It works either way. On the back is nice because when you touch it, you don't feel it. It's easy, yeah.
And then on my alien on Gambody, as everybody knows, I wanted to print that alien on Gambody. It's got his middle finger up. Paul, the movie, came out 5-6 years ago. And it's going to be 4.5 to 5 foot tall. And I've been printing all the parts in the CR10 Max, just a couple parts at a time. I got a lot of printers, but I'm not in a hurry to get it done. So I figured I want to do the head, but there's like 20 pieces to the damn head. So I emailed Gambody, and I asked them, "Did you ask the designer to put the head up in one piece?" So they contacted the designer. He posted it in one piece. If you have a big printer, you can do it. So I printed the head in one piece. The head's bigger than mine, but there's one problem.
I'd say nothing.
Yeah, and what happened is I put supports under the chin. So it's got supports on the tiny neck, and then it's got supports here, but it got too heavy. I never put those supports in the back of the head, not realizing that as it went taller, it's going to constantly have force wanting to tip back, and which it did. While sitting here a little while ago, it tipped over, it didn't fall on the floor, so I stopped the print, and I dropped it down through the bed, and I'm going to reprint the top. But yeah, this is going to be cool when it's all done. I'm thinking the alien will probably be about that tall off the floor. I'm not really sure.
How thick it is?
He'll be good size. And the reason I got all these boogers here, I went ahead and I put supports underneath the eyelids, but they were going up all wonky, and they didn't look like they were doing any good, so I pulled them off, but that'll clean off easy enough. But yeah, the head's printing fine. This is Focus PLA Plus down here. That's one full roll. This is completely hollow. My layers were 644, 6 top, 4 bottom, 4 perimeter, and then right here, this is GST 3D PLA Plus. That's why there's a color difference.
There's a creative idea. Add a hat to it instead.
Add a hat? Yeah, and then I don't have to reprint it? Yeah.
Just print the hat instead.
Just put a woolly hat over it.
Put your extra money in the top and hide it.
So that's a good idea, Steve.
Hey, why not print out a brand new hat again and use this one as Halloween candy, put in.
Looks like zero top for me. It is my top now. But yeah, Shane, you're right. Acrylic, poured or cast acrylic is better because there's no stresses in the acrylic because they pour it in and they make it as a sheet to pour it out and then it's hardened. Whereas the extruded acrylic has stresses and fractures in there. So when you pass the light through it, the light gets bounced around. So like the brand name plexiglass is cast acrylic, and that's good stuff. I've used plexiglass.
Well, this is 3 millimeter, and on the K40, I had it set at 6 millimeters a second. Power was at 21%. One pass, cut it right out. And since I had the paper backing, I just got to pull the paper backing off of it. And then, unfortunately, when I done the 3D HP one, I had it set up for diode. And when I cut it, so when I switched it over to millimeters a minute, the settings were all wonky, so I had to change it. But it was at 260 millimeters a minute is what I engraved it at 5% power. I went ahead and I set it back to diode settings. I went ahead and done my burn. And then I asked Liam, because I'm not the brightest cookie in the kitchen, or the sharpest knife in the drawer, whatever you want to say. And he converted it over from millimeters a minute to millimeters a second. So it'd be about 4 millimeters a second.
And Louise get a good idea as well. Put your wig on it.
Yeah.
Because I believe, actually, in some of the shows, he actually wears a wig, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so. I think he wears a hat, a beanie hat.
Yeah, that
Needs a
that's
bigger
quite
hat.
the wig would probably fit better. Yeah, that works. You'd have to stick it into place, like hot glue it into place or something.
But
How thick it is, the layers?
his feet are done. They're right here.
Yeah,
Is it 5 mil?
he wants to know how thick are the layers on the walls again.
4. I sliced
4.
with S3D, 6 top, 4 bottom, 4 perimeter, 5% infill. It's solid, and it's completely hollow. You don't need internal supports on any kind of a model, head, or helmet that's rounded because it can make the taper fine. And just like I was telling that to Loyal Moses, he started printing his helmets without having infill and wasting a ton of filament. You will have very minor damage right up here in the spiral, but it's very minor.
On the inside.
It's easy to wipe out. If it's on a helmet, you're going to probably put a piece of foam in there for your head anyway, but very minor damage. And his neck, when that goes together, it's going to be like that.
Cool.
Little tiny alien body, but yeah, it's pretty cool. And
I'm going to put a metal rod in the middle.
Like 24
That's a good idea.
Got it for like 17 something.
He's actually Matt made a good comment that because the head is so heavy and the body of that thing is so small, you may have to put something into the legs to support it.
Y'all know when I get it done, the size I'm printing it at, it doesn't have a base. There's 3 different options. There's a resin print.
Yes, Mama.
There's a full scale, and then there's another one. One has a base. This one that I have don't, but I could always mount it to a base.
You could always make a wooden base and then fix it to the wooden base in some way.
I can use my MPCNC, make something fancy for it, round, weighted, and then I could always epoxy them to that or something. Yeah. Or put magnets in the bottom, whatever.
Yeah. I thought about put a metal rod in and then using, what they use in houses, the space fillers.
Or the foam.
The foam, and with the metal rod in between, and then put the foam in between to have a rigid,
Use the expanding foam around the metal rod.
But
hold the metal rod to something. Yeah, that would work too.
Yeah, that's Paul Lama. Yippers, that be Paul. I'll do a video on it probably of all the parts, and I already filmed when the head fell over. I was talking about it. I broke up my cell phone. I haven't done a video in It's been like a month. It's been a while since I've done a video, so need to do a video on something.
I haven't used it yet. The lightning infill. I've been doing more testing than anything else, so I haven't.
You haven't used something? There's something you don't know all about everything?
No, really? Never is. But I've been doing a lot of testing, so I haven't played with a lot of settings yet. I haven't got the time. I'd like to, but I have this thing called a day job that gets in the way. So I can't, because of that, anything up to about 6 o'clock in the evening is consumed. And then after that, then is when I get to do stuff, and it's testing then in most cases.
Since you're working from home, are you constantly busy that whole entire time frame? Or are you able to kind of do this and do that while you're online?
Pretty well. I do bits and pieces, but not a lot. It depends on what it is, right?
Yeah.
I am constantly busy. I have a backlog of stuff, and I know I'll never, ever get caught up because it's so backlogged.
Are you typing to people all the time, or talking to them on the phone, or a little both? Or
yes, and I'm creating content. I'm creating presentations, and I'm creating videos, and I'm developing demo labs of products and stuff all the time.
I PM you like almost every day, at least once, if not twice, and I'm interrupting you every time I do it. I'm sure.
No, that's fine. No, the messages are wrong thing. That's fine. It's just I can't I couldn't walk away for something for 2 hours and do something and come back or whatever, right? Because I'm just that busy, and that's just the nature of work today, right? People leave and companies don't always backfill all the time. So, yeah. So I think you should put the wig on this. Yeah.
The wig will fit. He's got an awfully big head.
Well, now Jerry, now that you. Guys, the link, I posted the link if you want to come in and chat. I'm going to post it again. Please feel free.
It's like a toupee. His head's so damn big, it looks like a toupee.
Show me. It still works, though. You should measure the head and go onto Amazon and see if you can find a wig big enough to fit his head.
Yeah.
Didn't he have long blonde hair? That was his wig he used to wear, wasn't it?
Supports came up easy enough. Yeah, usually supports come up easy, but sometimes they're difficult, sometimes they're not.
Yeah.
I'll take a razor knife and clean that up a little bit.
Once you have him finished, you have to put him in your window.
No.
No,
I want to scare people. I'll just have my wife. I want to scare people. I'll just have my wife look out the window.
No, you I'd have done them. Like you could have done them in glowing in the phosphorescent, glow in the dark, and then send them outside on Halloween. They'd be glowing. And what you could do is leave a hole in the bottom, and put or mount a UV light behind them, so the UV light shines on him, and that would keep him glowing really bright all night long. Because that's how phosphorescent works by using UV light. It actually converts it to visible light.
Put it on the inside.
And even the outside, it wouldn't matter. I'm not going to touch that one. I'm sorry. We're all adults here. Yes.
Yeah, when we need to be.
Sometimes.
Come on.
I went to Walmart the other day to buy a couple toys for my grandkids, and I couldn't find any buttons to push because I like pushing all the buttons on the aisle. I couldn't really find nothing.
Yeah, I used to do that too. Walk down the aisle and push the button on every single toy. So that by the time the next person comes around the corner behind you, everything is chattering and moving.
And then when you go to buy it, the batteries are dead because people played with it too much beforehand.
Guilty as charged.
Yeah. That's why I always buy battery or have rechargeable battery. Environmentally friendly.
Rechargeable batteries don't work. If you're using them on something that's a very, very slow discharge, rechargeable batteries are bad. They don't work. They die.
Did you see that new small drone somebody developed for the government? That's scary. Any soldier can have it in his backpack. Have a couple of them. They put down what looks like a little rocket launcher on the ground at an angle. They drop it in it. It takes off. It shoots out. And it flies like a little drone. You got your little remote control. You can see where it's going. You can run it into any windshield, any vehicle you want, and it blows up.
Or put a small explosive on it, yeah.
It's like a guided missile. Anybody can launch it from anywhere and take anybody out anywhere. It's crazy.
They've experimented with that for a long time.
It's about that big.
Yeah, but they've experimented with stuff like that for a long time.
It's not a new idea.
No, it's not. No,
they've even the rocket where they spin up the rocket really fast and it throws it up into the atmosphere, and then it has an engine at that point. That's pretty cool too.
Oh yeah. The idea of the small drones, they even talked about making them the size of like insects.
Bees,
yeah, not really tiny insects, but like sizable insects.
Yeah.
And by doing that, then they did look like them. And they could have like listening devices on them and all this kind of stuff. There's been a lot of experimentation around that kind of thing.
A small explosive, then they just run it into the person and boom, blow them up.
Yeah. Or there was even experimentation, I believe, about doing them that there was like a stinging bug, and they'd have a syringe in it. So it would stick into you, and it would deposit the medicine into you, the poison or whatever.
I'm not going to finish my sentence, but I'd like to have one send it to a certain place and let it be singing Winnie the Pooh right before it blows up. But anyway, I'm not going to explain that.
Okay. I don't know what you're referring to, so okay.
You're not supposed to know, but I'm sure somebody in chat will know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I have an idea.
I don't
either.
So, what are your plans for other than doing Paul, Jerry? Llama gets it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to. What do you mean I'm playing?
Dan?
Hey, Dan, how's it going?
There's a link if you want to come in and join the chat.
I'm going to print Paul painted. I'm trying to get my NPC up and running with some sort of a vacuum. I talked to Llama. We did a private chat last night on it. And Llama, I'm going to go ahead and try to put this on here now.
Cleo, sorry.
I went into Tinkercad Llama and I put a 2.5-inch piece of pipe above that, attached it so it runs into the framework. Since I didn't know how to close it off in Tinkercad, once it's done printing, I'm going to hot glue the inside where there's an air gap. I'm going to make this work and try it out at least to get the great big giant Star Wars deal done.
Yeah.
So,
Dan, jump in on chat. Come in and
come on, Dan.
Llama, come in.
If you hook 2 hoses on this, you could yell at 2 people at once.
Yeah.
But
we don't do multitasking. You know what I mean?
Speak for yourself, Tonto.
Here you go. That's one of my cities I made.
Doing
this one
chores.
I made myself.
Man. Your print is off to bed, he said.
Oh, that's New York City with the funny shaped tower in the middle.
Yeah.
Cleo just said your print is off to bed. What is he referring to?
Oh no. Yeah, hold on.
I wasn't paying attention, so.
Yeah, the CR10, the top of Paul's head.
Jerry the Walrus. I get that one. I'm working out. Oh, okay. Well, if we're still here, you're free to jump in. And then for anybody who's out there, if you want to come join, please click on the link that I posted a moment ago. You're welcome to come in and join the chat.
Well, like Liam said, print a few millimeters and check and see what's going to fit. So,
well, it was forced, but yeah.
Even though it's screwed up, I got enough here I can check it.
Yeah, you just want to check the outer diameter to make sure that the one overlays on the other. And if it's too much,
if you guess wrong, there's a lot of sanding.
Yeah, just drop it down on Z.
You can go ahead and take me off the big screen if you want.
Sure, yeah. Shoving pork chops in my face. Beyond soon. Okay, Zach. Let's see what else Dan's saying. Shane, the stones are out. Oh, okay, that's good. It's good that they're out. But I'm sure you're not feeling 100% still. I mean, it takes a while to get over that. I'm lucky I haven't experienced that issue yet. Kidney stones are
oh, God, that's way too big.
Gallstones you had. Gallstones, or
that's
kidney?
Way too big.
Kidney stone you had.
Yeah, so, what measure the outer diameter and drop it down even more.
Yeah.
Still sore and tender. I have a CR6 Max new printer. It's loud when it moves back and forth, but when I plug the rear motor, it stops making a noise. Most movements of a printer is normally your stepper chips, like your whatever the stepper controller chips are. That's most of the work. Most of the noise comes from those.
You can share a screen if you want.
Yeah, I'm just about to click on it. I was just checking in the chat. So 1 second. 1 second, Teal.
Here's a ghetto way of doing it. I dropped it through the bed. You double click on the model. Come over to your Z offset right here. And drop it down a little bit. So
but you have to go more than that.
Yeah.
Because the amount you were off was a lot. No, the better way, Jerry, because it's hollow all the way to the bottom, right?
Yeah.
Get a ruler and measure it, and then Z off is set that amount. Put a ruler right through to the end. So stand on the table, put a ruler through
in the middle.
Yeah,
right down through the center, and then measure where the top is on that ruler, and in millimeters, and then drop it that amount in millimeters.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because it's hollow, so you might as well use that to your advantage.
Okay, yeah, I got a tape measure for millimeters. Let me find it.
Yeah. Yeah, bad. Okay, measure. Yeah, that's what we just said. Yeah, let's see here. The first time I had kidney stones, putting a morphine, I was still in pain. It took me weeks to get over it. Yeah. I haven't experienced them. I hope I don't. But yeah, it's no fun.
I printed them on a raft just to help add a little more stability to the bed, but it's so small.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I don't have a CR6. But what generally happens is most of the noise that you hear in a printer is actually from the stepper controller chips on the board, not the motors themselves. The motors rarely make that much noise. It's either the stepper controller chip or a belt rubbing. It would often make the noises when you move the like if it's on the back of the printer, it's probably the Y-axis belt. They often make most of the noise. It's rare the stepper itself, the stepper motor actually makes that much noise.
Here you go.
Eyeballing is more fun.
Can you make me big, please?
You're an adult. You're already big.
Here you go.
That's the London Eye.
Yeah.
So that's a picture of the West End or the East End.
I have 16 squares what I made, but I didn't make this STL file. I bought that STL file because you only can do 1 kilometer square.
Hold on, I got echo. Hold on. What's up?
This is like 1 kilometer square, and on that website you only can download 1 kilometer square, and anything above it you have to pay for it. So I'm not willing to pay for a 10 kilometer piece, 42 pounds, you know. And when I can buy the same file what I want already made for like 10 pounds, you know. And plus I have to buy the CAD files for 40 pounds. Then I have to buy the program for 150 pounds a year, I think is it. And another program. So I need to have 2 programs amplified by the map, and it comes down to like lots of money, and it's just cheaper to buy already made, you know.
Yeah.
But anything small, like
hey Matt, how are you?
Like this will be fine. 1 kilometer.
Vastech, okay. I won't. I don't speak. I don't read acrylic, and I don't speak Russian. So I will call you Vastech. I'm sorry.
Here you go. Downtown, or some people call it. London.
All right.
You have the gherkin there.
Yeah.
So, and all those 16 pieces I have, and they're all slot together basically.
Yeah. Cleo, that vibration is probably something running, or something's rubbing, or something's loose. A printer there shouldn't be a vibration out of a printer like that. It's a vibration noise that you're hearing. It could be something, could be slightly loose, or something is rubbing, causing that sound.
It's sitting on a portable table and the table's rattling.
It could be, yeah, it's possible if it's a flimsy table.
Maybe you can see it right
London
there.
Bridge, yeah. Oh, that's Tower Bridge, sorry.
Tower Bridge, yeah.
Yeah.
London Bridge is in Arizona.
But London Bridge is falling down. What's the new meaning to the word spit roast? I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there, Kieran. Sorry. So, Zach, what's going on?
Not much. Just working on my Enraged Rabbit. I ended up shortening it down to 6 instead of 12 because I was having a real bad drag on the shaft that drives the filament gears. And
that's your IDEX machine, right?
No, the IDEX is working. I haven't printed anything cool with it because I've been too busy. This is the string printer with the Enraged Rabbit, the MMU made by the Voron guys.
All right. Okay.
And I've got six filament capability. I had 12, but the gear that drives the filament wheels, the shaft that drives the gears for the filament wasn't flat. And I ordered another one from a guy, and it wasn't flat. I just don't think it's possible to have a 5mm D-cut shaft that's like 300 millimeters long and flat. I don't think it can be done.
Make
Not
one.
cheaply, at least.
You're a machinist.
Yeah, well, I don't feel
You
like
can always
spending
make one, right?
the time and money. And that's the thing, though, is when you cut that kind of, when you cut something like that, it's always going to want to curl. So
Yeah.
I just shortened it to 6, which it's fine.
Cool.
I made some nifty little filament holders here.
What are they made out of? Is it PETG?
PLA on the blue and PETG on the purple.
You got bearings in them?
Mm-hmm.
They put stuff in it. Oh, okay. But so what else is happening? Blaster Supreme, hey, how are you? And John is here.
Hey, John.
So no other cool projects. You know, I've been planning to put I have an E3 V2 board. I was going to put into my Ender 5 Plus. I was going to put Clipper on it. I was planning to do it, and then stuff came up. And I was planning to do it, and then more stuff came up. And I was planning again, and guess what? More stuff came up, and I hadn't gone around to putting that board in my Ender 5 Plus yet. I'll get there eventually, but because I was planning to do that in the Ender 5. That's my noisiest printer. Have you ever heard of an Ender 5 Plus printing? It screeches like something unreal. It's very, very noisy of a machine.
369 millimeters.
Okay, so drop it 369 and print 3 layers.
100,
Stop the job and try it out.
I love how text chat is basically just urinary tract problems. What's up with that?
Say that again?
I said I love how the text chat is just all basically urinary tract problems.
Yeah, well, because Dan had kidney stones.
I typed the negative 369 to put the model above a S3D by a couple foot. So that's not right.
Oh,
Here, you want something to laugh at? Hey, what's going
sure.
on?
John is
Look at
here.
this
Of course, you have something to laugh at now. Sorry, John, I couldn't resist.
Pretty hilarious.
Ah,
Yeah, that's the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Where's the rest of the
Sergio?
body?
John, I couldn't resist. How's life, Sergio?
What's up?
Sergio.
Good.
Hey,
Leo.
what's up, Sergio?
Hi, everybody.
How you doing?
Sergio.
So, hey, Zach. So the software was in the bag. I just didn't notice it. It was on
An SD card.
a thumb drive.
Yeah.
What is this about?
He's got a fiber laser.
Fiber laser. So I got everything set. I did some markings. However, it stunk up this room real fast.
Oh, it does. Well, what were you engraving?
The business cards, I was putting some pictures on them.
Oh, the metal ones?
So
Yeah.
look what I got.
Oh, you got an air filter. Okay.
Yep. I just, matter of fact, I just got here about half an hour ago.
Yeah.
So I got to get an enclosure for it. And
They sell an enclosure.
well, I just sent them an email because I went over 3D Print Farm's video, and according to his video, they were supposed to include it as long as you ordered it before the end of November.
Oh, I would chase them on that. And it's nice. Yeah. It's got doors and everything. It's actually got side panel doors that open and close and everything.
Well, I sent them an email.
Yeah.
And now this is in China, so I don't expect an answer until later.
Well, they're awake now, so.
Yeah. So I'm waiting. They usually respond pretty quickly. So we'll see.
No, but the enclosure for that is a nice acrylic enclosure.
No, that's the big one. The one that they were supposed to include is the one that's like an accordion that comes up.
Oh, it's a lift lid? Okay.
Yeah, flexible one.
Okay, because the other one, the large one, is really nice because it's got an open and front. It can front doors that open and close, and it's got the side panel that opens up as well if you want to get access.
I saw that, and I may order it.
Yeah, because I saw Naomi had that one. It looks really good.
I watched it.
Yeah, it looks really good.
But
I
that
don't watch
fiber
many-
laser is amazing. I mean,
It's fast, isn't it?
yes. Man, that thing is fast.
Yeah.
Love
It's
it.
really fiber is fantastic. It's one thing I don't have in my arsenal yet. I'm constantly trying. I don't have a fiber laser yet, but I'll get there eventually.
Hey, sooner or later.
So here's my latest piece of kit.
a microwave.
Let me bring it up here.
A giant food dehydrator.
Wow.
Oh, fulfillment. Nice.
Yeah, my little you know, the
That's not a
original,
bad
the
one,
old school print dry.
Yeah.
Too
How
small.
the base was essentially just a Chinese food dehydrator.
Yeah.
I had the food dehydrator. I didn't have the print dry, and it lasted for probably got that 2017.
I didn't see it, Tom.
And I would regularly forget and leave it on for weeks at a time, and it lasted that long. But apparently, you can't find them anymore. So,
No, they had the new. Well, that was the very first version. Then they came out with version 2, which is actually a box, like a box with you can put multiple spools in there.
I can fit 12 standard size spools in that.
Stack them up on top of each other.
Wow.
Nice.
12.
And I measured it. The big 10-kilogram spools. One of those will fit in there.
You might even get 2 of them in there, would you?
No.
No.
The 10-kilogram IC3D spools are 12 inches diameter, 12 inches tall
Oh yeah.
or wide.
Wow.
So one of those would fit in there. I could probably fit like 3 or 4 of the
The 2.5s.
yeah, like the 2.3s, the 5-pounders, like you get from.
Yeah, I had the 2.5 kilos from IC3D.
And like this one,
Yeah.
you know, there ain't much left on it, but that's a 4 kilo from 3D Fuel. That'll fit in there. That's 12-inch diameter.
Okay. No, I get the 2.5s from IC3D for Petchy. I like their Petchy. Actually, I'm thinking about buying some of their recycled Petchy because I did a bit of printing with it recently, and it prints really nice. So I'm actually thinking about buying larger spools of it.
Hey, Liam, do you do Amazon links,
I do.
affiliate links?
No, I don't have an Amazon affiliate. I had one. It was never used, and because they never use it, times out.
I have
Yeah.
when you got a lot of money you want to spend.
No, I was going to post a link to this thing. Somebody asked for it in chat, and I was just going to filter it through.
Oh, Liam won't care if you post it.
No, go right ahead.
No, I mean I was going to filter it through somebody's affiliate, so maybe they make some money off of it.
Send it through Jerry's.
Yeah, I will.
Send the link to Jerry, and he'll do it. Or if anybody else has Amazon, I don't know, but Jerry said he has one.
I'll
So.
convert it for you.
Yeah, he volunteered already. So,
Yeah, I sent it to you on Facebook.
Okay.
but the
Steve Cook, that link's coming. Jerry will post it.
what is it for the dryer?
Yeah, for the dryer. It's
okay.
it's expensive. It's like $200, but it's 12 spools of filament. It's got a digital readout on the temperature, and you can set a timer up to 24 hours, and it'll automatically shut off. And it's all metal. The whole enclosure, everything is metal. The one I was looking for was like a Bass Pro Shops one that was plastic frame.
John is whining. He didn't get his chance to talk yet, so let's put John up. Just so
I'm
he
having
doesn't go cry in the corner.
I'm having some Cheerios, okay?
Go on, so you don't have to go cry in the
fine.
corner now, John.
Yeah, when you go in there,
hear
you had a
me.
mouthful of cereal, man.
It's in chat. Thank you.
Cheerios.
So that's it's a little dark over there. Well, the document camera doesn't really pick up well.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so almost everything is off the ground now, finally. Everything is in the cabinets. They weren't damaged, which is good. I just got to do this corner right here, run the electrical from the box up and down, and then That corner just gets the slat wall. More slat wall over there. So, yeah, fun times. But
It's looking good though.
Yeah, and then another. I'm hearing myself. So it's a mute.
Yeah, we're getting feedback somewhere.
Is it like echo or is it just like white noise?
It's
gone now.
No, it's
there.
If it's echo, it's me. If it's white noise, it's somebody else.
It's white noise was coming out of Matt, and the echo is probably out of you, Zach.
Huh.
Wow.
Let's see if it's still there.
All but Liam's.
Yeah.
You can mute each person and keep talking. You'll find
Yeah, but it sounds like it's gone.
No, it's still there.
No, it's still. If you can't hear it and everybody else can, that means it's you, Liam.
I can't. I've only got one mic, so I can't be echoing from anywhere.
I can hear it.
I think it's gone now.
Yeah.
It's usually me. This mic I have is insanely hot.
I just use my laptop mic for these, but I'm going to get over here. I'm going to get a Husky movable workbench / tool chest, and that'll be where the laser engravers go, and I'll have a venting system go right out the window. Nice.
You're gonna have to you'll have to use an overhead light when you're presenting from there because the dark background mixes.
Oh, it's going to. It's
you need a brighter one over your head.
Hey. Slow down there, Skippy.
Skippy.
Okay. I was asked to give a tour. It's not done yet. Okay. I know that lighting, especially with the dark, it's going to absorb all that light. So I'm going to be battling it. I'm going to have 4 LED shop light strips on the ceiling, and that should flood it enough.
ARC.
So, yes.
Yeah. You know what they call the light over your head on video?
I have an idea, and I always have an idea.
No. You know what they call that? The actual light that you put above your head when you're doing like media or video or anything like that, right? You know what they call it? It's normally called a hair light, but we can't call it that in your case. So what would we call it now?
Does someone have a translator here? Where is?
Where is Steve? We need Steve here.
I mean, the cross between Michigan and Irish or whatever your nationality is not mixing well. So
I don't have any Michigan mixed in. No, not for sure.
No, but anyways, it's I just gotta get a conduit bender because everything here has to be in conduit. You can see the piece I actually had to cut down. I have to cut that one down. That's gonna be my plasma high 60 amp line right there. I had to actually move it because the cabinets just fit. It's 133 inches from that wall to the window. I mean, my measurements were like spot on. I was hoping that they were correct because when you get measurements from manufacturers, it's like, do they count every millimeter?
Yeah. Off by half an inch here or there,
Yeah, because it is literally right by the edge of the window. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have to put padding on the. So.
And Dennis, tell me why we like you.
It always errors out, Dennis. Yeah, that's I don't think. Even
actually,
though the document
That's
camera
funny.
light doesn't work over there.
It's funny what you said, Dennis. Apple phones, I have terrible problem with. I don't use Apple phones, but my wife and my son does, and I have issues with the Apple phone. Voice to text. Google Voice to Text works really well for me, but with the Apple phones, I have real problems with it. So apparently, Google can actually translate Liam. Go figure, huh? So, are you going to show us, Sergio? Are you going to show us this laser in operation?
Can you actually show it?
No.
Enclosure for it.
We're waiting for the enclosure. Okay.
Yeah, because the smell it fills up the room too fast.
Well, when you're doing metal, you want to exhaust that out. You don't want solids everything in solid.
Yeah, but if wood is not so bad because it's different, you know. It's actually some of the it ablates it completely.
Yeah, but John, that's why I got this, the BOFA. So.
Oh, the laser engraver does exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the few videos I've watched of Cyborg was that. And
I agree.
That came out. I mean, for the demos that she did, I wanted to see some deep engraving. I knew it was going to take a lot of passes, but oh wow!
And I thought we were friends.
Dennis is on a roll.
He's on a roll tonight. You know.
There was
I wonder what I'll do with these. I'm sure there's a dog's butt that I can stick them to somewhere.
So Liam, I saw a skit, a British comedy skit, where they removed all the control panels on the elevators for this office building, and it was all voice control.
Oh, they were Scottish. Yeah,
yeah, and they were Scottish, and they couldn't get the lift to do anything because they couldn't understand them.
Yeah, I saw that a while. That's old, but it's hilarious. Yeah, it's really good. It's about voice control elevators arrive in Scotland. It was really funny. No, I've seen that one. It's hilarious. I like that one because their accents is thick. They're in Glasgow, so the accents is really thick. And yeah, it is funny. If you haven't, just go Google on YouTube and. Voice controlled elevator in Scotland, and you'll find the skit out there. It's really funny.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So Sergio, you're still buried at work?
Am I what?
Are you still buried at work?
Yes. I can't take any new work until after the new year.
That's good. Though.
We're buried right now.
Well, that's a good complaint, right?
Yeah, but it makes it because I have to leave a little room for my regular customers in case they have an emergency or something like that.
Family members, next door neighbor.
Yeah, that too. Well, I don't do much of the neighbors. I purposely don't let them know what I do for that reason.
Oh, my neighbors don't know what I do either. They just see this one-legged jackass just doing crazy shit in his garage. Just
my truck has no markings on it.
So it's that white windowless van with candy, huh?
Okay.
It says the white windowless van with candy.
Yeah. I purposely put no lettering. I don't want anybody in the neighborhood to know what I do. It's better that way. Trust me.
Yeah, once someone knows, like, IT manager, and they're like, "Oh, what's going on with my computer?" No. Nothing's wrong with your computer. It's between the computer and the chair. That's what's the issue.
Yeah. Shane, I've heard of the Rubber Bandits. It's old, but I've heard of it. Let's see. Hey TK, how are you?
Hey TK, how you been?
Yeah, we hear it coming in from somewhere. We're not sure where though.
Mine's muted.
Is it me this time?
No, and it's not me, I don't think.
It's not me either because I don't have mine running.
So I don't know where it's coming from. It creeps in every now and again. Here it is again.
Now, Matt muted himself, so.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let me mute myself and see. Let's see.
Let's see who's on. Eleanor, hey. How are you? Welcome to the channel. Let's see, Kieran. Is this reception coming in? Oh, so Kieran is also PC support as well.
Oh, is he?
See, that's a real job, Kieran, not geology. Geology is not a real science, remember? It's always Matt. Dennis is speaking on you, Matt. Dennis is on a roll tonight. I don't know. Someone put something special in his coffee tonight because he's on a roll.
Yeah.
So what else do you have coming up, John?
The focus review is basically done except for the voiceover. I'll probably do that Sunday night. And then I'm just going to work on the garage.
Okay.
Get that done, most of it done. I'm looking for some specific LED lights for underneath the cabinets. Now, those printers over there, that will not fit.
Okay.
Any of the printers that have a spool that's on top of the gantry, it won't fit there. So, and it's tough to see. On Twitter, it came out. The pictures came out fine, but
Can you show us your tree topper that you printed?
I don't have a tree topper.
Yeah, the one that had a massive layer shift.
Oh, that was recycled already.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't hold out. I'll put it on my phone.
So
that was pretty unique. I wasn't really expecting Jim to put it on Hot Makes. I was just doing it as a joke. Hold on.
Oh yeah, that was a mess. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, that mess. Yeah.
So I was just saying it was a mess, a hot mess.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
Hot mess and hot makes.
Yeah, I mean that's what he calls. Mine is called Print Rex for the fails, but it was on this FL Sun.
Oh, so ClearMods, I don't know. They have not reached out to me. I don't know anybody who has been asked to do the S1 yet. I don't even know if they have production machines available to ship.
No, someone has it. It was on Twitter. Who has it?
I must have missed him.
3D General, Print General has it.
Oh, he does?
Yep.
Okay.
Now, that's a Creality that I may want to be interested in. I think that's a pretty nice looking machine. And it's got that.
Hey, Thomas.
You can take me off of flipping full screen.
No. You're talking.
No,
And now that you ask, I'm going to leave you up there for the next hour.
Okay, then I'll just do that.
So
but no, it has that replaceable hot end assembly, right? That you could put like the laser engraver and stuff, whatever.
Oh.
The mod hot end.
Yeah. Their new CR10 or CR10 Smart Pro are they in there, or is it the CR10 Smart Pro, the new version of a CR10? That's what the CR10 Smart should have been in the first place, because the CR10 Smart is a train wreck of a machine.
Well, they found a perfect user for it right here, Liam.
Yeah. Well, I got the only reason why I had it is because I won it, and I won it, and you know what? I'm half tempted to give it back. It's a piece of crap.
Oh no!
Oh, Jerry's been doing Santa.
I started the wrong part. I accidentally started the head again. I don't need to start the head again.
Matt wants to share.
Oh yeah. This is a picture. The map what was printed out, 16 pieces off. And hold on, let me switch over to the next one. Now it doesn't want to work. I don't know why.
Well, unshare, sort it, and come back in again if you want.
Yeah, hold on. Stop sharing.
Yeah, I'm donating 4 printers next week.
To where? To a school or what?
Ender 5 Plus, one of them?
No. That's one of my...
Ender 5 Plus is a lovely machine. I love that machine.
Well, no, Jerry's giving me crap because he knows I like that machine. So
yeah, I know. I like my Ender 5 Plus
No,
as well.
I don't have one, so if you were going to donate one, maybe I could pay for shipping and you could donate it to me. That's why I asked.
I have about $1,000 into that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not that one. I'm getting rid of the 2 A-nuts, the G-Tech, and
here you go.
And the Hornet.
Very slow today, my computer. That's the 16 pieces of the map, what I've been doing.
Okay.
You see London Eye is there.
Yeah.
I don't know where the bridge is now. Over there, I think it's London. The other bridge, our bridge, the Shard.
Yeah, so
The
ClearMods, go
other-
check out the 3D printing general, and apparently he's got one. I don't know anybody else who has. So
Yeah,
he'll get a review there.
Now I gotta check it. I could have sworn that's what he hit. He had the S1.
RCNC, if you have the post, send your link, post your link, and Jerry, you can, if you see it in YouTube, can you approve it?
I got to open up YouTube.
It's like watching the EastEnders intro. It is kind of watching, yeah.
In order for someone to post a link, you have to mod them, Liam, yourself. I can't mod them so they can post.
But
a
they
link.
can post and you can see it and you can approve it, can't you?
No,
Oh, I'm not on YouTube.
they
so-
could leave. They can leave letters off, and it would still post. They could leave like a couple letters off of the address, and it would post that way. But
Okay, try that. Leave off the.
let me. I'm going there now to see if they can just post it.
What did it say here? Sorry, I missed anything. Working for a bit.
Yeah,
No.
I'm looking at it now. Go ahead and try to post it, and I'll see if I can approve it. But I don't think it works that way.
Okay, let's see if he posts it. But the what else is happening? I'm.
Smash the like button,
What's
guys.
happening?
Got 15 watching, only 10 thumbs up.
The S1. John, you got an S1?
No.
Oh, okay.
When do you think Creality is going to send me a printer?
Because you're so nice and kind to them, you tell them all nice things about their printers.
So yeah, it was the 3D Print General.
Okay, yeah. So check out his channel. So he's done a review of one.
Well, maybe if they actually send me a product that works, then that'll be nice.
I received some filament today, and I don't know where it came from. I don't know where I got it from, or I don't even order that brand. It's also Ender 3. No, what is it called? Yeah, Ender series. Got that one today in the post.
Ender? Oh, that's from Creality.
Yeah, and I didn't even know.
Well, it'd be kind of hard for them to mess that up. So.
When me and Liam were on the
Yeah.
other day, they said everybody watching they're going to send a roll of filament.
Yeah, they did.
All right.
Give them your information.
Yeah, so anybody
Yeah.
who's on our stream, they all got free filament. And you were on it, Matt, weren't you?
Yeah.
So
But,
you'll probably
I
get.
got-
They'll say they're sending out one spool for everybody.
Yeah, but
from
they said they
Congo.
posted off today.
Oh, John's ready for his fire starters.
I'm ready
That's
for
from
Creality.
Congo?
Review Creality.
Actually, I keep two of those fire extinguishers, those very type of fire extinguishers, in my basement with my printers and because of my printers and lasers down there.
Well, given your track record's worse than mine.
None of mine have ever caught fire, John. None of mine have ever caught fire, John.
Okay, the machines may not have, but maybe the way that you
No,
use them, they did.
No. They either don't. Mine. A few of the ones I got in, one or two of them didn't work. I don't try and warm my house by turning on my printers. I'm sorry, John.
Oh yeah, Comgrow is Ender.
Well,
Yeah.
they might be sending out Creality because they are the reseller, one of the biggest resellers for Creality.
I mean, if you really think about it, I gave the Congo Z1 a great review. So if they're those companies are that close, right? Then it is what it is.
Yeah, the Z1 is a nice machine.
I have to say though, the longer is better.
I don't have a longer machine. I didn't get the longer laser. So.
It's definitely the laser.
I got a
is
longer.
just so much more
Longer
powerful.
is always better.
Yeah, see, I was waiting for that.
Yeah, and it had to come out of Zach. It had to come from Zach. Saw that too, Jerry.
I only have one beef, basically one beef. Well, two. That has no end stops, which is kind of common, I guess. For
You
these.
can add them though. The board probably has the ports, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It has it. And you just replace the solid stops with end stops.
I'm making your hometown tripod.
My hometown? What is my hometown?
Chicago.
That's not my hometown.
I know.
Then what is it?
I don't know, actually. I'm just making Chicago. You always talk about that you live in Chicago.
I was actually... I call it home. Actually, I call it the suburbs of Chicago home. I was born in Houston.
Texas. I'm sorry, man.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry that we moved here, too.
It's cold up there.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm wearing this.
Hey, Tripod, your garage door has insulation in it, right? When it's cold outside, you put your hand on the inside, can you feel any of the... Is it chilly at all or anything?
Yeah, it's insulated, but it's not real thick insulated door. There's a minimum code here, and that's what almost all the garages have is the minimum code for insulation, insulated panels. You're not going to get really beefy ones because then the track has to come out further, of course, from the door.
Is it about 1.5 inches thick, maybe? Or you're not sure?
Yeah, maybe about an inch and a half.
Okay.
I can always add more panels to it, or add more foam over it. But we have the empty parking lot on the west side of our house, and the wind there's no houses blocking it. So from 3 directions, so south, north, and west. There's nothing blocking it. It's just, the wind just hits the house.
Well, I was going to buy some foam the other day. It's got foil on the one side, but my garage is turned sideways, so the sun year-round never hits it because my front door is this way, my garage is this way, and the sun comes up over. I just wanted to buy it so if I'm out there in the wintertime working, yes, I'm in Las Vegas. No, there's no snow, but it still gets chilly out. I figured I'd put foam panels to try to keep it warmer in the garage in the wintertime because the roof and everything else is insulated. The ceiling and everything.
We did the attic is insulated with melamine for just to slide things around. And then actually plywood and melamine. So we got insulation, plywood, melamine. And then so every wall is insulated in here. It's a garage. I mean, there's no ducting going in here from the house. I leave the foyer door open actually right now it's not that bad because I got a little space heater going, but yeah, it's but the problem is it cools off the rest of the house.
Yeah, they wanted $19 a sheet. I need 4 of them. And when I went up front on the display, it said it was $9 and something. So when she said no, they're 18, I said, okay, I don't want it. I let the cart sit there and walk out. Because I don't want to pay $80 for 4 pieces of foam.
When it comes from the, I'll be doing that. I have that whole video, all the footage ready to do that update video. That's gonna be a epic troll video.
To heat up the garage.
Yes, it'll be toasty in here.
What are you printing? I'm not printing anything today, but my garage is pretty damn warm.
Yeah.
If you turn on a couple of Crowley printers, you can roast marshmallows.
4 printers. Turn on the 4 printers.
Yeah, Crowley wanted me to take down that video. They bribed me to take down that video.
Really? I didn't think they'd do that.
But those 2 people don't work there anymore, so that's why I could say it.
Yeah, I remember a while back, Naomi Wu posted on Twitter that some company paid her $5,000 to not do a video or not even talk about them before she even done it. They were trying to pay her to not make up front to not do it, like give her a $5,000 tip.
Yeah, because she's got such a strong following globally that it can really have an impact on their business. That's why, and they just the thing I've noticed about Naomi is if you say you're going to pay her, if you try to pay her to not say something about it, she'll tell everybody that you try to pay her to say not say anything about it. So you're actually doing yourself a disservice. You're better off to stay quiet and let it happen because all you're doing is making it worse for yourself.
Yeah, I got a really long chat history with Creality.
I have with one person, and it was always good. I haven't had anything bad.
Well, I mean, I'm like, I'm not a partner. You don't. There's no contract between me and you.
Yeah.
And, I bought this machine, and it's my own review. No, I'm not taking it down. And they sent me the other CR6 SE that's still in the foyer, and they thought that I'm like, you sent it without my consent. So
didn't that happen to Thomas Cylinder? Didn't that happen with another manufacturer?
Salamander.
I think it's Cylinder. I'm not sure if I
Cylinder,
say his name quickly.
Guys are gonna pop off for a little while, just to let the dogs out. I'll be back in half an hour or so. That's
the moment he said that, song entered my head the moment he said that word.
No, let somebody else pop in, So
well, yeah, we always have people pop in.
Kieran might want to pop in.
Yeah, I'll just post the link. Kieran's probably in work though.
Oh, if Big Mike is watching, I emailed that company here in Vegas also. I haven't heard back from them.
Dan, come in. You turn.
Hey, Dum Dum. Long time no hear from.
Yeah, hey, Dum Dev.
What's going on?
Here's the link again, guys. If you want to come in and join, we can let one other person. I didn't, and Llama. I think they're actually going to release that $10 a month thing. It's they're going to make it out actually at one of the pay options. They're going to actually release it soon. But they're still limited to only 6 people at that rate. That's what they're doing. They're just saying you can do your own. You just don't have the StreamYard logo, but you actually are limited to 6 people, not 10. Wow. Cylinder, yeah.
Well, I'll see if I'm around there because wife's family's Christmas, extended family's Christmas is on Saturday, so we'll see.
You're at work, so it dodges the bullet. You're always at work on our Hangouts. Thursday mornings, you're day in the office.
No, I was going to say I'm always at work too, driving home from work usually.
Yeah, half of them you are, yeah.
Okay. The reason why I don't join on Jerry's stream is because my phone never works for streaming on the way home. So it's like.
Bad.
Well, you're always welcome whenever you can join in.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's just.
Same here.
Saturdays, I get home, around 6. And then once a month on Saturday, I'm, playing poker at the neighbor's house.
I thought about moving my stream day or date or time. I just haven't figured out what might work. If I went a different day or a different time, I might get more people dropping in or watching. I don't know.
You get about 30.
What's that?
You get 30 plus a lot, Jerry, on yours.
Yeah, you do. You normally get a good number in your Hangouts on the Saturday.
So I wish I had hundreds watching, but it'd have to be more interesting. So I always try to get a lot of interesting people on talking about different things they're working on.
But I think you get a lot of view hours on your general videos, though, don't you?
No, I'm not sure.
Yeah, you should check it out on YouTube.
It's just after the fact I go through later that night or the next day, and I kind of skip through the video when I got a loaded screen of different people, and then that's my thumbnail.
No, but I don't mean that. I mean the amount of view hours you get in your videos are high.
I haven't checked it in a long time.
Let's see.
I just wish I would have one viral video that would go. I wish I would have one video that would go viral. It's never happened. So I've never thought I came up with the right idea to make something.
You could do a counter to my my driveway video.
Yeah, that was a good video.
I'm gonna have a lot of enemies after this one, after the update video.
Oh.
The only video I could do, but it'd be pictures and I'd have to narrate it, is when I built my garage in Prump over a 2 or 3 year period. 2.5 acres. I built a huge 2-story garage, and I have 1 million pictures, but I would have to dig them up, post them somehow, and narrate the whole process. But I don't know if it would work or not. I don't currently own the property, but.
Sorry, you end up getting me.
Well, that's why I'm. It's. I didn't want to brand my channel to just one thing.
Yeah, that's why
I kind of slipped into the 3D printing. So
yeah,
I mean,
I was actually. I'm the opposite. Mine is mostly 3D. I was going to make it only 3D printing, but it's kind of diverged into other stuff like CNCs and lasers and whatnot. You know, so it's kind of becoming slowly. It'll become a bit of a mixed bag, I think.
Oh yeah, once I get the ArtDroid, now I'll be able to start working on the projects I want to work on. So
nice. Post the link to your channel, TK. Is he modded?
I can't see it from StreamYard.
Go to,
need to be in YouTube.
Open up YouTube and mod him.
I know how to do it.
Well, you don't have to.
If I'm not on there, post your link, and we'll try to get whoever's on there.
Yeah, just let me get in there. 1 second. You may hear audio feedback temporarily.
That's very unprofessional.
I know.
I didn't understand what you said, so it's okay.
Audio feedback temporarily. There you go. Mute. Okay. TK, where are you?
Should be the last one.
So I did a split day today for work, and I said, okay, I'm gonna get some lunch. So I stopped at Chipotle. I go in there, I get to the cash register. She's like, "Go ahead." I'm like, "What?" "Oh, you don't have to pay, just go." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Oh, that made my day."
Oh wow! I've been there once, and it was expensive.
Yeah, it was like, and I got extra steak, so it was a $15 bowl.
Cool.
So TK, go ahead and post your link now.
Hello, Chad, Chewy.
Hi, hey Chad.
Chad.
Day before yesterday, my wife was walking to the bus stop, and she sees this bill flying around, so she grabbed it, stuck it in her pocket, got on the bus. It was $100 bill.
Wow,
oh, nice.
I found 20 like that years ago, blowing around the parking lot on the job site.
Well, the guys in LA when the money truck door swung open and money went all over the freeway. Was that a week ago?
Yeah, they were starting to prosecute people for picking it up.
That happened, I think, in New York one time too.
I just subbed to you, TK.
Years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been subbed. I would stop and pick up money. I would definitely stop.
Well, they had the area that it happened, and there was a lot of cameras, and they got people's faces, and even people went on the social media and posted pictures.
Yeah.
And like they're asking to be caught, right? And if they're caught, they can be prosecuted. They have to return the money because it's not theirs and it's deemed theft. Right? And it was going to a Federal Reserve. That's even worse. So it's not only going to a local bank reserve or a storage area. It was going to the Federal Reserve. Now it's a federal crime if you stole from the federal government.
My God, have you ever been in the Federal Reserve?
No.
Oh my God! Years ago, but just when I was out of high school, I was a messenger for a company for a while, and one of the things we used to have to do was go to the Federal Reserve to pick up the checks and stuff to deliver them to the banks.
Oh yeah.
My God, I'm telling you, I never saw so many cards with stacks of money on it. It's crazy.
If you want to be a hero, you pick up the money, you give them 2 handfuls, and you keep 1 handful. You give them 2 handfuls, you keep.
Yeah, because they don't know how much.
You're giving it back, but you kept a little. They're never going to know the difference.
They don't know how much you got. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. You don't get on Facebook and go, "Look what I got." Shut up, quiet. Already gave you a bone.
Well, guys, I'm gonna get out of here.
All right,
go feed my dogs.
Very nice to meet you. We don't talk to you again. You have a great Christmas.
Yep.
All right.
Take care, man.
See you
later.
See you.
And then there were 4.
And then there was 4 guys. The link is there in chat if you want to come in and join. While we're here now, I got a notification a moment ago that my computer is going to my Chrome is going to auto reboot. So if it does, I'll come straight back in. Okay, just so you know, if I disappear for a moment, you know why.
I gave you a bone. You don't get another one right now.
Come on, Llama.
Yeah, come in, Llama, or somebody jump in.
Look, there's a doggy on screen. That's
Bear,
a bear.
Bear.
Look.
Hey. See, I do wear. Oh,
Come here.
I do wear pants.
Let's see.
I went downstairs for let the dogs out.
Yeah, well, I can't leave my dog out because she doesn't like other dogs, so she always has to be on leash.
Mm.
So I don't just leave her out. I don't have a fenced yard. I can't just leave her out.
Yeah, that's bad. We just let them out in the backyard, and they do whatever they got to do, and then they come scratch on the door when they're ready to come in.
Oh,
yeah, no, I take mine out for regular walks. I get breaks away from my desk during the day by taking her out. She comes down and calls me, tells me she needs to go out. So she'd be upstairs. My office here is in the basement.
Yes,
so she comes down to me.
Karen, I put on pants just for everyone on this stream only.
Say that again. You put on pants.
Hey, John, do you see my alien head?
No.
Oh, that alien head. Okay.
That's
awesome. Alien. Yeah, they had it over on Gambody, and all the parts are hollow, but the head was like 20 pieces, and I didn't want to print in so many pieces. So I emailed Gambody. They got a hold of the designer, and he got it to me in one piece. But I had supports under the chin, and I printed on a wrap, but when the head got so tall, it just fell backwards.
No.
So I didn't put any supports on the back of it. So I'm reprinting that little bit right now. He should be, I don't know, 4 something tall, whatever he was in the movie, about that tall. So that'll be pretty cool.
Never watched it. I should.
And when I get him done, he's holding up one finger and he's pointing to something using his middle finger, like E.T. who had the first finger.
Yeah,
I heard it was a funny movie. I just never watched it.
It was a TV show, wasn't it?
I thought there was a movie.
Wasn't he also in? Oh no, wasn't he in? It was American Dad or something.
No, that's a different alien.
Okay.
Kind of has a resemblance, though.
Yeah, they're almost the same. They're very, very similar, aren't they? Just the one in no, I'm not a big fan of that cartoon, the American Dad, but didn't he always go around halftime with wearing a blonde wig or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Roger is an American Dad. Okay, as I said, I've seen bits and pieces of it. I'm not a big fan of. I don't watch a lot of TV, so.
Oh well, that M1 laser hopefully will ship sometime soon.
Good. I can't wait to see that in operation.
Yeah.
Well, I got my answer. Let's see what it is.
Hey, Chewy.
From 3 places.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Hey, Chewy.
Come on, Chew.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Oh,
good.
Yeah. Tired.
Aren't we all?
Okay. She says that they forgot to tell him when he said it on his stream that it was only for the first 10 orders placed.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh, for the guard?
Yeah, for the
that was
cover,
who reviewed it? It was what's his name?
3D Print Farm.
3D Print Farm.
Garrett?
Yeah, because he only did the black business card. I was like, okay, well, hopefully he's doing more of it. Because it's, again, I want to see how deep that engraves, because that's a really affordable fiber laser.
Yeah, it's 20 watt, isn't it?
It's 20 watts, and it should be able to engrave pretty darn deep with multiple passes.
Yeah, it would have to do multiple passes, but it should be able to do. It should be able to do something. Yeah.
And because in comparable to the one that I got, that's only $800 more, and mine's substantially less wattage, but it's a different.
Yeah, but yours is a diode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
it's DPSS.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. They're powerful lasers. The DPS has got a lot of power in them compared to the normal diodes that you see that we have reviewed so far. It's a lot more powerful.
Oh yeah, it's going to smoke these. I mean,
oh yeah, big time. But and like it'll be good for cutting and so on. Whereas the fiber is not really even the 20 watts not really designed for cutting, but it's designed for engraving super fast.
Yeah, I could just watch those engrave all the time. I think it's so cool to watch.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Yeah, I made this today. It's a Christmas present.
Nice.
You need to get larger, Jerry. 1 second.
What?
He didn't have to get me anything for Christmas.
That came out really good.
Yeah.
I had a couple sheets of acrylic, and I just, I put a circle around it, and then I put a box around it, rectangle, and then I, what do you call it?
You merge them.
Merge them, basically. And, yeah. When I was telling Liam that when I done this one for 3D HP a long time ago, I had it set up to millimeters a minute when I done this. So when I tried to do it on this one, it was wrong. I was set to diode, not CO2, but I got it figured out.
Now, do you make the base on that? Or
The
do you
base,
buy the base?
buy the base on Amazon. And
Okay.
you can buy a 2-pack that comes with the acrylic pre-cut. But since I wasted one and I had to throw it away because I screwed it up a couple months ago, I had another couple sheets of acrylic that I bought, small sheets. So I went ahead and it instantly cuts it out on the K40 like butter. It took less than a minute to cut that out. And then I just went back and engraved it.
Yeah.
So,
You
anyway.
just make sure that you use you do not use extruded acrylic.
I've got enough dang hobbies I can't even handle. I don't want to get into that part of it. I want to. Don't get me wrong. I would love. I've been looking at glow forges. I'm like, I want a glow forge, but I'm like, I am just. I just cannot.
I'm not gonna.
It's not even about the. I mean,
CNC.
the money, but it's still the idea of I just cannot get into another hobby. Seriously.
Yeah, I won't get a glow forge unless they give it to me. It's way overpriced.
Well,
It
no,
does some nice things. It does.
well, no. My problem with the Glowforge is you have to be online and use their cloud software.
And that's
I
the
have
same
a
thing
problem
with the
with that.
X-Carve.
Yeah, I have a problem with that.
Yeah, same with the X-Carve. I don't want to be online to use it.
No, I can just slice it myself and push it onto an ordinary CNC. Yeah, I don't like the idea of having to do it in the cloud.
That's not a bad price.
There are 2 small sheets there. I peeled back the side I was going to laser on. I got dish soap and I wiped dish soap over it completely, and then I cut it or burned it. And I just laid it down in the K40 and done a perfect job. I reversed the image, done perfect.
Try crunching and breathing at the same time, Karen.
There he is. Hey, Matt.
Hey, how are you?
Did you go out there? Did you go out there and
Hey,
pee with the dogs? Sometimes I do.
What?
You know, I can't. Never mind.
I missed that one. Say that again.
The dogs will probably start licking it up, so I can't do that no more outside.
You go out and pee with the dogs. Hey, sometimes you got to go. You got to go.
Good run underneath.
I know what you're doing in your spare time.
Later.
No,
All right,
you
have
get
a good night.
Sergio. Have a great
We're
night.
expecting to see
Have
that
a good night.
working next time when you get it set up.
You got it.
All right, man.
Be sure you keep your glasses on.
Yeah, take care. No, fiber lasers are fantastic. I'd love to have one. I'd love to start doing some metal etching.
I mean,
Don't we
this
all?
came out
You can do
like-
them.
that came out really good.
And that was done in a diode laser.
Nice.
You just reverse the image
That's
and engrave
okay.
it in the
That's
back.
okay.
Right?
I got Jerry to do all my laser etching now. Now he's got it and he's perfecting it. You know, I got
Yeah.
some fun now. So
And it does good steak too.
Did you design that, or is that design off Etsy?
No, I did this one. I made it.
Okay.
I made it off that Baz Art stuff. I tried now just to do all my own designs because sometimes what you get off of Etsy doesn't look good or doesn't translate well.
Work well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
and they're usually still pictures. You got to go in and still tweak all the settings.
so I did this one myself, and this was that big was a stock image on there. So
Uh-huh.
so
Yeah,
it
that's
was
good though.
yeah. I mean I had to tone down every setting that they recommended. I asked them. I said, "Are you sure this isn't a 10?" After comparing the two, this just seems a lot more powerful.
Yeah, I know that must be. It's what size is the beam at focal?
It's a 0.8. just
the
like
R4 is like that. So I don't think that's a 5. It's either a 7 or a 10. I think.
No, he said the rep said that sent it to me. He said it was a 5.
There's a way you can actually measure it. There's a way to measure it.
I mean, you guys, I was on your stream when I just set it up, and I was burning through everything.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
TK, the 3018 is basically a toy. So,
well, I wouldn't say that. It's a way of getting into it.
Yeah, it's a way
to learn on it.
Yeah, and for real small stuff, but
yeah.
How much does that thing run? Like 5,000?
What?
That starter machine.
A 3018 CNC?
Yeah.
About $300.
That ain't bad.
Yeah.
You want a toy? You get one of these.
Yeah, then that's the toy.
That it uses CD-ROM trays for the 2-axis.
Really?
Yeah.
John, if you had a Peltier junction set up, you can use a Peltier junction in your multimeter to measure the output of a laser.
This is so. What they do is they make it sound very powerful, saying it's 500 milliwatts. So it's like 5 watts.
Half a watt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a half a watt laser.
That's cute. Does it actually work?
Yeah, it did. I used it twice.
My wife doesn't know this yet, but like I told you a while back, I finally got a hold of the IRS, had to go meet them here in Vegas. They owe me $1,700 from 2019. I should be getting it in 16 more weeks. And I'm either going to put that towards K50 or something, possibly, or a One Infinity I'd love to have. But if my MPCNC can't make me money, then why spend $3,000 on a One Infinity? Because if it's not making me money, then I don't need it. Because then it's just more crap. That's just going to pile up.
Is that a laser? The One Infinity?
The One Infinity is like, they sent Jim one recently, the One Infinity CNC. It's got a real big, It's got ball screws. They don't have belts and rollers. Real nice setup. It's all linear rails and ball screws.
Now, it's all the rail, though. You don't get the base. You have to actually get your own, 3/4 inch ply to mount it on.
Well, yeah, you still got to make a table to put it on. And you wouldn't want it to come with a sheet of plywood in the mail. It costs too much money for a wasteboard.
I understand. Yeah, it doesn't come with a base. It comes with the X and Y rails and the Z for your spindle and all of the ball screws is what it runs on. Not belts, it's all ball screw and Nemus 23 motors but you just have to have the table to mount on to affix it to as your base.
And I missed out on Christmas time this year. I could have, a month or so ago, I could have started making ornaments and putting up on Etsy and Facebook. I never did, so I missed the boat on that.
SainsSmart has a bigger one. They have a 6060 as well. Or they have the 4030, and then you can upgrade it to a 6060. So SainsSmart does have those, and they're a good machine from what I hear. I don't have one of them, but I hear they're good machines. But the 4030
on selling for the holidays.
What's that, Chewy?
I missed out on selling for the holidays this year because my PO polys are all broke down.
How can they all be broke down? What happened?
I had some seals on my bats go bad, and resin got onto my LCD screens, and I didn't know it. I didn't know it was leaking, and it hardened to the screen. It hardened to the cable connection, so it snapped all my cables to the screens. And it actually snapped the screen, like the glass. It snapped it.
Wow.
Yeah, and crazy.
How much are the replacement screens?
The screens are, about $125. But the first time I bought the screens, they came with cables. So I didn't think anything of it. I thought, okay, they're going to come with cables because they all came with cables, right? JW33 cables. Well, evidently, PO Poly has changed their policy to where they don't give you cables now, and you got to pay $12 a piece for them. But the monitors never dropped in price, which is funny. Like, they're still the same price. The screens are still the same price. But now they're just not giving you free cables. Now they want a nickel dime. Oh, I went off on PO Poly about it, but they made right once when I got done. But, yeah. But it cost me everything that I ordered, all the replacement stuff that I have to fix, new FEPs, new. I bought 5 LCD screens so I can replace the 2 that I have, and then I got 3 backups. I had to buy an all new video driver for one of them.
Oh, the board?
Yeah, the one on the back. So there's 2 of them. There's the main board, and then there's the HDMI video driver.
Or the
It comes
screen.
in HDMI and sends it out through the JW33 cable.
Yeah.
So I had to replace that driver in the back. Let me tell you, that is not easy to replace. That was a pain in the ass. And now here's the thing: I didn't know it didn't come with cables. So now I'm waiting for them to come from Hong Kong to send me cables. So I'm still down, and I'm going to be down for till about right before Christmas. And so, like,
Are they coming by air or are they coming by sea?
they're coming by air, but it's a slower air. It's not FedEx.
Okay, yeah. FedEx should have it here within 6 days.
No, it took them almost 8 days to get it here. No, wait, 10 days to get it here from the original order. And then they kept holding me off because I ordered a vat because I wanted an extra vat that I could just kind of prep and have ready so I could do a quick swap and start mass producing. And evidently they just got the vats in and they're like, oh, we haven't tested them yet. I'm like, okay, well, once you test them, send it out. 2 weeks later, I'm like, are you serious? Like, have you not tested it in 2 weeks? And finally, I just told him, like, refund the money, take the VAT out. And so I'm like,
Matt,
ship the order.
You're not on your headphones. Yeah, we can hear all the background noise. No, you can just check your audio is all. Make sure you're using the right microphone. Because we can hear all the noise of your printers and stuff in the background.
That's why I'm glad mine are downstairs, but they're not even running right now. So
mine are in a different room.
I'm down to my Saturn. That's it.
I only have one floor printer right now.
I got 2 running, but I don't think you can hear them.
No, we can't.
I've actually been working on another project.
Oh, my!
Is it a 6 SE?
No.
Better now?
A little right now, yeah.
The biggest piece of crap. The
yeah.
Hornet.
Is it any good? I don't know. I've never used one.
The Hornet's the biggest piece of crap. It's the worst printer.
No, that's the CR10 Smart.
Well, at least that thing could the Smart could actually extrude the plastic gears. It's odd that I have 2 Artillery Genius printers, and they have plastic gears for the extruders, and they work fine. This thing just ate the gears, man. They wore them out, and that's when I was doing the bots, the droids.
Can't you make metal ones? No.
I mean, I make a mold and then.
Yeah, I don't hear them at all, Steven.
Make a castable resin. I mean,
but that's still that's castable resin.
I mean,
you need to have something that has.
Or you can
do it like cast aluminum.
Oh no, you could just cast it right off of it and make it.
Yeah,
and you just, but you could just do a you could either do like a gloss foam or you could do a
sandcast.
Yeah, sandcast. No, well, sandcast will not as much detail. You're gonna want to do like a
scan it, print it.
No, I'm not
print it
going
in metal.
to use a printer. It would be I'll cast it using a what do you use it for? Drywall. Plaster. Plaster cast will give you the finest result.
Yeah, the problem is it's super thick because it tends to crack when you put the hot metal in.
You already had a bone. You don't get
you have to heat it up first.
You can just use silicone too. Silicone works great
prevents
too.
It from cracking.
Yeah, you could do a silicone mold. You could actually make.
Then you can use it over and over and over again, and then you can sell them because you're having that problem. People will buy them.
The silicone molds are only good to a certain temp. I already looked up
440 degrees if you do it.
Yeah, and
I do silicone molding. I do metal casting with silicone molds.
Yeah, and that's usually a lower one with pewter or lead.
Yeah.
Yeah, not aluminum. Aluminum has a higher melting point than that, and it won't take it. Trust me, I've already looked it all up. So,
there are silicones that have a higher temperature rate too.
Oh yeah, there is, but I think the highest they go is 500, just over 500.
Yeah, but you have to go over 1,000. You have to go 1,200 degrees or something like that for aluminum.
Yeah, let me.
Hey Tim, how are you?
Hello, Mr. DeWitt.
You can jump in if you want. Here's a link if you have time.
Yeah, aluminum melting point's
Don't let 'em
1200
in.
degrees, and there's no silicone that reaches that could handle that.
No.
I got a question, guys. The guys are on YouTube. If I want to add recommended channels to my YouTube channel, where's the setting to do that? I couldn't find it.
In settings.
At the bottom of my main page, which says channels I recommend.
It's in your dashboard.
Yep.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, mine's. I don't even care anymore to have it. I used to thinking that I would get more traffic, but it doesn't work. So.
No, but
All they do is
fine
find
for
better channels of those. So,
Yeah, but it's
like,
fine if you want to help promote other people's
Yeah.
channels, like other
Well,
makers and stuff.
Well, that would be the point behind it. Yes.
I'm actually getting into Twitch gaming.
I'm not a
Oh.
gamer.
Yeah.
I used to
Never
be a gamer.
happened.
Haven't played in a long time.
Yeah, I've actually got a new system and everything. I got the whole setup. I'm actually in the middle of building it all and hooking it all up, but multi-camera Twitch stream for games and stuff. So
I got to figure out where I'm gonna put my monitors in here. I got two 4K monitors to put in here. I just don't know where yet. I was gonna have a pole coming down from the ceiling, and that they'll pivot
And
up.
music playing in the background so you can dance around it.
Yeah. No, sorry. I know that you're envisioning me with pole dancing, Liam, but
No.
So,
That's the last thing I need. I need therapy if I think about that.
but anyways, I was thinking about having the monitors with a pole from the ceiling, and then I could just push them up and out of the way when I'm not using them.
On a lever, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You could hang them on your garage door on two steel cables, and then when the garage door came up, the cable would just suspend the monitor, the screen, and would just drive forward.
I like that on
And
my
as it
flag.
closed,
I have a
As long as
flag
it
on
didn't
our
smack
door.
the door when it closed.
Yeah,
or you
I
could just
actually
put them on
went-
a cart. Just put them on a wheeled cart that you can move around and keep them on an
Well, it's a matter
articulating
of
arm.
it's a matter of keeping as much floor space as possible.
Well, mount one behind you so you can actually have your stream since last 3D printer fire. And you can keep count of it that way.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying like Tim does with his.
Go well,
That'd be a
Mel.
good idea is to have something like that. You know, it'd be you can have and then if you want to do like do what Joel does when he uses OBS Ninja to bring in guests on the screen behind you if you want to.
Well, yeah, I've had this monitor. It's just that I don't have balanced lighting, so it always has a glare. The one that's above me. It was mostly for entertainment, anyways. But I have two nice monitors downstairs in my office that are just have never been used, basically.
Yeah, I got some big the widescreen, but I have one in my office and I have one that I use outside in the when I'm streaming.
Yeah, because if you hang them from the ceiling, you're not occupying floor space. And if I do it like back to back, or I could turn them to turn and make them that they swivel as well.
Yeah, but accessing them and maintaining them and doing stuff it becomes more difficult when it's hanging from the ceiling.
Those mounts are real expensive to make suspend them and swivel and all that.
So I don't see how that would be any more maintenance than having it on a cart or anywhere. I mean,
He was just sitting there as sweet as could be all quiet.
Thanks,
So I was
bud.
like, oh
Knocking
my
over my
God.
tripod.
I looked at Chad when I got
that
that
one,
I was like, oh my God.
it's been plugged in since for 2 years almost. So,
Who said in the background?
She was showing her stuff from like,
No, that's not behind John. Is it?
I think Matt's fiance is arguing on the phone.
No, it's not Matt.
Oh,
He was just looking at her like,
Chewy, probably.
I think it's Chewy. Yeah,
dude.
What's that? Oh, it's probably my wife.
yeah. We can hear her chatting in the background. Yeah.
yeah, she was having a little bit of heated conversation.
Yeah. Well, on that note, I do actually have to get going, so I gotta
Yeah.
get some of this stuff done. But it was good seeing you guys.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah,
Always good to have you
seeing
on.
Take care,
Yes,
Chewy.
see
Nice
ya.
seeing you.
Later.
Take care.
Hope you get your
See you,
printers
Chewy.
fixed.
Oh yeah, hopefully.
Take care. Cool. So, guys, the link is just there in chat if you want to come join us. But no, but on this elevator, it'd be harder to reach. You know, if you need to do any work in them, if they're on a wall, you can actually just lift it off the wall and gain access to it. but having it mounted up there, it has to be secured, so it'll be a lot more work to take it down.
Maybe for you, but for a one-legged guy, it's pretty damn easy. I'm sorry that you bipeds can't do.
I know we struggle with the simple things in life. I know.
Yep.
I know.
Bipeds just have it so rough.
I know. We should all have one leg, and life would be so much easier.
It would.
Oh god. I'm saying goodbye to Chewy. Yeah, Tim is. I think Tim is lurking in the background.
Yeah, Tim. I told him not to come in.
So I have. I'm hoping to start the toys again in February. I'm hoping to start them early this year or next year, because starting so late last year or this year made it hard. So I'm going to spend more time on it.
Yeah, I have a product coming up too.
Hey, Built Overbought, how are you? Oh, I agree, they do. But between now and Christmas, I actually may not have any projects to work on. Well, no, I do. Eventually, I'll get to that Inner 5 and get that upgraded.
Anybody in chat, I have a rigid shop vac I bought at Home Depot 4 or 5 years ago. On the Christmas special, they got the big old shop vacs. I'm wondering if I ran a carve on my MPCNC and it took 8 to 10 hours. If I let that shop running continuously for 8 to 10 hours, would it burn it up? Just wondering.
Yeah. Lama and John probably know more about stuff like that. I don't have a shop vac, so I can't answer.
Yeah. Well, shop vacs works great.
Hey, Jeff.
I don't know if it would run for that period of time.
As I said,
a dust collector.
Email the
company
and get them to say yes or no.
Yeah.
If they say yes, then you can come back to them about it if anything goes wrong.
Yeah.
If they say no, then you got your answer.
Yeah.
Tim is playing with his dragon.
Yeah, but it's a headless dragon. Its head fell off. I have to figure out how to join
Does
it.
Maria know your dragon is headless?
She knows it's this. She knows how long it is.
Cool. That's not what I'm getting at, but okay.
Then I just got my massive rolls of white PLA in.
What are they? They're
2.5 kilograms.
2.5, yeah.
Yeah.
From whom?
From Matter 3D.
Okay.
They actually they're out in BC, and the highways have all been closed recently because of the flooding and all the highway mudslides. So, and their courier wouldn't take them. So actually, his wife, the owner's wife, has driven out with some of Calgary deliveries, and she delivered them to my house herself about 10 minutes ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that was really nice of them. So this is the filament for that big print I have to do of that Calgary Cancer Care building. So, yeah,
sweet.
I just have to make a spool holder that's big enough to hold these. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised there wasn't a design. I mean, there may already be a design out there for a 10-kilo spool holder for the rat rig.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
I can't see why you would have a printer that big and expect to run it only using
single kilo
1 kilo spools.
Yeah. Why not
Hey,
have?
Tim, have you seen this?
Have I seen? No. Oh wow.
Gary's got head.
Oh, that's cool.
When I had supports on it, I didn't have no supports back here, just underneath the chin, and I got near the top, and it fell off the printer. So I'm reprinting the top of it right now. But this will be a Paul the Alien. I'm doing them full size.
Nice. That's on your CR10.
The CR10 Max.
10 Max. Wow. Well, that's the hole to put the brains in.
It's that one right there behind me.
Yeah. So you have a lid, then you can open it and put the brains in the alien, and
hide money in there or something.
Fill it with candy.
Yeah,
that's great.
So you should go around and put that on your head for Halloween. Get a version of it with the hollowed out the head, so it's open. You can put it on, and then when you come back, you dig all your candy and you fill that with candy for a year.
Yeah, that would work. Oops, where's the chat?
That's a big head.
There's the chat.
Or put magnets on it, and when I print the other part, just let it attach magnets.
You could, yeah. Neodymium magnets, yeah.
Well, Hey, Built Overbot, don't feel too left out. I haven't printed anything in since this review for this printer, so
Yeah.
I mean, it's because I got to wait until I get the heater in this garage, and I won't know where it's going until the garage is all done.
Just keep it near your printers; they'll need it.
Mm-hmm. I could just run the CR6 SE and produce enough.
You could run the CR6 SE. That'll keep it nice and warm. Yes, you would. Well, you have two of them, so you can run them both. That'll heat the whole of the garage, right?
Yeah.
One front and one back. It's like the stores, you know, they have that hot air blower as you walk in the door right over your head. Just put a CR6 SE over there.
Next Wednesday, we're going to hit almost 60 degrees.
60?
You are?
Wow.
Yeah.
Are we going to get the same here? I haven't looked.
No, you're it's because you live over there, Liam.
I'm 61 right now. It's 61 right now here in Vegas.
We have Saturday, we're going to hit 57. Right now, it's 28. So on Saturday, it's going to be warm, which is fine. I have one small project. I'm doing on the 18th of December. I'm going to be at the Henry Ford Museum. I'm doing a presentation down there repeating a presentation a few times.
Is Steve going to be there to help?
Steve who?
Lightspeed to help translate.
Yeah, we'll have to ask him. Yeah. So I'll be at the Henry Ford doing a presentation there. It's all science stuff. Doing it for NASA. And then that'll be a fun. That's going to be a fun. Like it's about 3 or 4 hours. From noon until 4 in the afternoon. And then, so I'm doing I'm building a stand for one of the experiments. It's almost done. I just need to go over with the sander just to clean it up.
Built Overbot. You live close to what I call Hellet. Hellet should be warm, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, typically we have snow around there this time.
We've had snow. There was a tiny little flurries today, but very, very light.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have much stuff left to clean up in the garage, but then that big ass side by side is going to be pulled back in here. That's what sucks.
I know it costs money, but it would not be better off to put that in the storage and only pull it out during the summer?
No, because it won't fit in a regular storage unit, and I already pay for $100 a month for our RV to be in outside storage, a parking lot. That's why in 6 years we're not going to live in this state anymore. So, I mean, it's just wife was like, "You're putting all this time into the garage." I'm like, "Everything's for sale, honey." You can find a couple that will maybe like the garage the way it is, and you write a separate check.
Well, if it's all kitted out, a lot of guys would like it because they can actually, if they're into like doing repair on cars and stuff, they have all the place for the tools, you know.
Yeah, Chicago does suck. Illinois it's land of rust and corruption. Your vehicles rust out and it's corrupt. So I'm just done living here.
Wow.
You want them? Yeah. They rust out because of salting the roads.
You get stuck in your car and all the nooks and crannies and rots everything out.
Yeah, I mean, my wife's car and my truck are washed 2 times a week during the winter, and the whole bottoms are just rusted out. It doesn't.
But you have perfect interior because the sun don't burn it up like here in Vegas.
Yeah. So
I don't drive enough to get it to go that bad because, like, we're the same in Michigan, right, with the amount of salt and stuff to put on the roads, but. I'm not. I don't do long drives like you do, John, to work. Right, like my office is here.
Well, I don't have to go in at least when the weather is bad. So I mean, at least that's what's good about my job is that unless it's like something so damn important, I have to be there. But usually that's not the case anymore. But it's. I will not buy another vehicle while we live here. Because I just don't want to see it rusting away.
No, I have a truck for the last 2 years, and I put it in for a service. After 2 years, less than 7,000 miles on the clock.
Wow.
Well, I mean, yeah, we have had our truck for 4 years. We probably have 15,000 miles that we put on, or less.
What kind of
10,000 miles.
What kind of a car,
that we
Liam?
put on it.
I have a Ram 1500,
Truck, yeah.
4-cylinder.
Truck,
Yeah,
not car.
the turbo.
I said truck.
I thought you said car. Okay.
Oh, Liam does say car, even though he means truck.
Sometimes.
Yeah, we have the F-150.
Okay, Mike, I'm about to reboot.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's one way to get rid of Liam. Oh,
Uh-oh.
no, yeah. Now we can really talk.
Yeah. He don't have a truck. He drives a moped.
The bodies get dipped in a zinc coating. The chassis never do. There's a coating that you can put on the chassis and stuff. It's a what is it? It's got like it's the manufacturer's like POR 15. POR 15. It's a some type of chemical bond to it, but it's if it hits like UV light, it degrades. Something like that. Oh shit! He came back too quick.
I can leave again if you wish.
Just for a second, okay?
I mean, when you drive, yeah, Bill Overbot. I'm an F-150 fan, and when you drive one, you know why it's the best-selling truck in the world.
Yeah. Well, I love the Ram that I have. The 1500 is a lovely truck.
Yeah, I mean, well, you have to drive it enough for the transmission to fail. So,
My son bought a new Dodge four-door, 4-wheel drive V6 Dodge Ram, and it cost him way too much money. His
that's the problem.
$65,000.
Yeah. Oh. You could easily spend $100,000 on a quarter, quarter-ton truck. I mean, it's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Well, if I had the money, I would I would have already ordered a Cybertruck. But there's only one downside. The Cybertruck, I'd love one. There's only one downside is that would actually curtail me, other than the money, that would curtail me against getting one. It doesn't have a cap really on the back, so I can't put my big telescope in there when I'm moving and transporting it. It doesn't have the ability because that slope in the back ruins it, and I can't put a big telescope in there.
It might as well just be a Honda Ridgeline. And
what, the Cybertruck?
No
way.
That Cybertruck, no. There's a reason why. There's a reason why that they will never put on any either internal combustion or electric. They will never put down miles per gallon or range while towing because it's infinite possibilities. But when you tow with an electric vehicle, I tell everyone go on to TFL truck and look at the Model X, 300-mile range. They put 5,000 miles, 5,000-pound trailer on it. And they only got like 67 miles on it.
Yeah, but a truck is designed for towing. There's a difference.
It's designed for towing, yes. But you really think that it's going to do any better?
I don't know. I haven't. I haven't. I didn't read the numbers.
Did you hear that?
I don't know.
Your truck under load is you're going to get a huge hit in mileage as well. Okay, yes. A huge hit. Probably almost the same percentage as electric, but gas station until you can charge that battery to a peak charge in 20-30 minutes.
Actually, they're having batteries for charge up in 80% in 5 minutes.
Well,
the new batteries that are coming out.
The new high-end chargers, the really high-end chargers that you can get out there for the Tesla have out there and others. They charge really fast. They will fully charge in less than an hour.
Really?
Or maybe even less. I'm not sure.
I'm not against electric vehicles. I want to let you guys know that. I mean, I've been thinking about one for the wife because she doesn't drive nearly that much. But it's just, for the trucks, it's not yet there. Period.
Well, Ford are releasing this a battery truck this year.
So this isn't. No, this is the second part of this. There's a niche for these trucks. You got these people that are, contractors that just drive around locally. right? They're not hauling that much weight. They're using the bed of their truck once in a while to throw materials in, and then you can power your tools off of the battery. It's a really great idea. But when you are talking about like me with a trailer driving 300-400 miles, nope, not worth it. Absolutely not.
But that's going to change over time. It is going to change.
Right now, the technology isn't there though.
The battery technology is not there yet.
And right now, I believe in charging stations and everything, but you're gonna have parking lots to power to people are gonna have to go into like a parking lot the size of like some of these stadiums to pull into and plug in your car because you're gonna have to wait.
And if it's raining, then you're really screwed because nobody's gonna want to plug in.
Yeah. That way, I mean, it's just not there. I mean, yet. I mean, for the average commuter that's doing less than 100 miles a day, it's a perfect thing. And they're not towing anything. I mean, when you're, I
will agree. I will agree about towing that we don't have the mileage. Like that's why their big truck for actually the transport truck they have has a lot more batteries in it, and it does do the distance, right? I'm not sure what its distance is. I was
thinking, why not just do it the diesel locomotive route? You have a small engine that powers a generator, and then that runs your electric motors.
I seen a video the other day talking about how electric is going to save the planet, and we'll quit using fossil fuels, etc. But they have to mine nickel and destroy rainforests that make oxygen for the planet in order to make the batteries. And it's like, okay,
it's rare earth minerals, right? Yeah. You have rare earth minerals, and then you have. I was talking to someone over the weekend about something becoming carbon neutral. They didn't understand what that meant. So all the carbon for a wind turbine, from mining, transportation, building it, bringing the turbine to its final resting home with concrete pad, all the carbon that's used for that purpose. It takes about 6 months to burn it off, or to before that turbine is being net zero carbon. For what carbon it took to make that possible. So, but with these batteries, it's rare earth minerals, and we get them all from China right now. We're not mining anything here. So, and given the fact that they think this is going to be great, again, but okay, are you plugging this in from a coal power plant? Are you where are you getting your energy from and charging it?
It's nuclear where I'm from.
Well, not everywhere it is.
Yeah. Where we have downriver which is the Detroit River. Downriver, there is a nuclear power plant. So most of our power comes from there, and about 20% of it comes from wind.
All right, people are home, so I'll talk to everyone later. Thanks for having me.
Take care, John.
See you, John.
So. You're making up wire harnesses, or you're fixing that what was it called again?
This extruder? Yeah, I'm just looking at this to see if there's anything inside this that was maybe impeding the feeding of the filament, but almost looks like something's bent in here. But
a couple days ago, I PM'd you, Liam, and Jamie got the same PM, and I didn't tag her. I didn't click on her. I clicked on you. And then when I replied to her, it went back to both of you again. So I don't know. Facebook was broke for a minute.
Facebook? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I PM'd her to you, but it went to her.
Oh, that's weird.
Both got it at the same time.
That's weird.
Yeah, I know. I had some other similar problems. Names were switched away. Pictures were mixed up.
I didn't see that. But I'm not on there during the day. Most of the time, I'm working. So and I just when I get a message from you, it's on my phone. It's a messenger app. So
and then Easel that I'm using with my MPCNC, I started paying for it monthly. It's like 19 something a month. I just get an email after my first payment that as of January they're raising the rates.
Oh, no way!
I barely use it as it is, and now they're going to raise their monthly subscription fee.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and VCard Pro is A lot of people use that and prefer it, but that costs a lot more money to buy. So I don't know. I got to find the right program that won't cost much. And I know what you're going to say, but I don't know how to use Fusion.
I can teach you how to use Fusion to slice.
I've watched a few videos here and there, but I loaded up the other day to modify my part, and I was kind of totally confused.
It's different though. When you're doing slicing, you're in the manufacturing mode, so you're not editing the part in any way, shape, or form. You're in manufacturing mode.
Okay.
And you have to set up your machine. You set up your bits in there, and then your machine, your end mills. And then once you do that, you can go. Then then there is a couple of settings that you have to set each time, but it's not that hard. If you use the same settings, and if you know what the setting you're on, like it has a whole pile of settings, but you only need to set about 6 or 8 options.
So if we were in StreamYard, I could tape the session offline, and we could go back and forth, and I could always rewatch it to familiarize myself with what you explained to me.
Sure. There's other guys out there who have videos on it too. If you want, I can find you a few of them and send it to you. And they explain it pretty easy.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not that hard. There's some people out there who have videos on it, and they go into a lot of detail because they're used to heavy machinery, and they're using it for like they're having Fusion drive the CNCs, right?
Yeah.
And when you're talking about those, that's not what you want. You want the guys who are using it for the 3018s. And those guys are pretty straightforward. And there's a handful of settings you set.
I want to carve a wolf head for a Christmas present, but I'm not sure how to make it 3-dimensional and how with the bits I have on hand and even do that. I don't want to.
Is it already 3-dimensional or is it a flat image?
It's a flat image. You
can't turn it into 3-dimensional unless you have a way of making. You have to take the image and give it depth before you bring it. Then
what kind of a file do I need to find? Already 3-dimensional.
An STL.
Oh, find the STL of something.
If you find the STL, you can. If you have the STL, you can import that into Fusion. Okay. If you're in Fusion, you import the mesh, and then so you do a mesh import, and then you go to manufacturer, and then that's where you do all your tweaking.
That's probably why. I think I found
the problem. Play music.
My hands are right here. Not me.
Oh, it's probably the TV in my background. Let me mute.
Oh.
No. Somebody has music on in the background.
Yeah, I've got VCarve installed. I got a trial of it, if it hasn't already expired. There was one of them that I downloaded. Yeah, I don't remember if it was VCarve or what. You can buy it, but they said the trial, if I remember correctly, the trial doesn't expire. You can just keep using it if you don't, until you decide to buy it. And then I want to use VBits and Easel. That's why I'm paying for Easel monthly for now. $2.5-inch teeth.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have VCarve. But yeah, there are apps out there to look. But if you get an STL of the wolf's head, if you look around, you'll find them, and then you could carve it.
That Star Wars thing that screwed up on me, the Aztec calendar, I got that from a couple different sources online and from the LA Hobby guy. He sent it to me. He said he originally designed the DXF file, I think it's called.
The DXF, that's your design file.
Me. When I went to import an Easel, they only import files that are so big, and that's like 5 megs over, so it won't import it. I can't import it. So in Easel, I traced it best that I could. That's how I did that one that I need to redo. And he says, "Oh no, I'll send you the DXF file for it." And when he did, I wouldn't import it because it's like 5 megs too big.
Yeah, the DXF is some people call it the drawing exchange format, but its real name is the drawing interchange format. That's what it stands for. But the DXF is a vectorized graphic that can be imported and resized.
I always thought it was digital exchange format.
No, it's drawing interchange.
That's my problem with this thing.
What was it?
Well, it makes no sense. So in the
let me make you full screen so you can show.
Okay, well, there's a little drive gear here which pushes the filament into a tooth gear.
Against the toothed gear, yeah.
And that little drive gear goes in here.
Right.
But there's no rod or anything holding it in place.
Oh, there should be a pin in there. Yeah, there should be a screw
pin in there, and there's no pin in there. So
well, a screw. It's normally a screw, yeah, or a bolt.
Yeah, I got to put a bolt or something. But the funny thing is that the hole in the actual bearing is bigger than the hole in this. So even if I put a screw in here, this is going to wiggle, have a little bit of wiggle room, but still,
that's okay.
That little bit where it's sinking in without the thing is going to cause the filament not to feed properly. So that's the issue. So now I just got to find a tiny little screw to put in there.
A little.
Can you look at it on the line that exploded you to see what exactly you're missing?
I could. This is just a cloned tightening stringer.
3D, isn't it?
It fell out when you took it apart and it's on the floor?
No, I definitely didn't drop anything. And especially if it was a screw, it would have had a little nut on the end. But nah.
Yeah, there's normally an captured nut on one side, and it screws in to hold it in place.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about that model, but in general, that's how they do it on extruders.
Yeah, I could modify, because I have a little...
Bill Overbought, how you going?
I have a pin there that would fit right in there nicely if I could just cut that pin.
No, but it wouldn't be. You need more than that to hold it. You need to make sure it's captured.
Yeah. Well, let me go get my little screw drawer.
Never seen you online before, Bill Overbought. How you doing?
Oh, not too bad.
I haven't. Yeah. Hey.
You've been on before.
Only once with your stream, Liam.
Switch
I
camera,
remember. Oh yeah, let me put you full screen so you can say hi. And
how you doing?
Hello, everybody. I don't have my printers behind me today, but
you're the guy that with that big workshop, aren't you?
Yeah, I own a lawnmower dealership.
Yeah.
So I've got a decent sized workshop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see you in chat everywhere and on Loyal Stream and everything, but I don't think I've met you before. It's nice meeting you.
I thought you were on when he was on here, Jerry. He was on my stream before. Okay. You're down south in like Louisiana or something like that, aren't you?
No, I'm in southern Illinois.
Okay. Oh, southern Illinois, okay.
Yeah, I'm at basically where they call the Garden of the Gods.
Yeah, now I remember. Yeah, you have a big setup where you are, yeah, around your house.
Yeah, I've got there's 30,000 square feet under roof here.
Yeah,
I live in an old lumber yard, so a rather large shop.
Cool.
So.
Cool. Yeah.
How's this pandemic been affecting your business?
More of parts issues. Wouldn't say I'm getting rich the last 2 years, but I was fortunate. I used to be a robotics engineer, and when I cashed out of that business or that industry, I got a large payout and could buy my building. I lived up in Chicago, and when I moved south, I could buy a lot more house.
Wow. Yeah. Nice.
So what are you printing right now?
Right now I've got, a 48-inch T-Rex that I'm printing for my wife. And we're doing a bunch of battery holders for customers for power tool batteries.
Sweet.
We actually got into the 3D printing for money.
Are they the wall mount ones so you can hang the battery on the wall?
Yeah. They're what I did. I don't like printing other people's files, so I know. So now the T-Rex is not my file. That's a museum scan that we found on Thingiverse. Mm. But what we did was we scanned or took a battery and molded it. It's not any different than anybody else's battery holders, but at least then I don't feel bad selling them. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, what's cool about having a scanner? The cool thing if you had a scanner, you could scan the battery and then get a block and put the battery in there and make the battery a hole. And then you've automatically made the holder for your battery.
That's now I did use a scanner somebody else had for the batteries. I don't have one of my own yet, but all we did was take it in Tinkercad, import the battery scan, and stick it with a block. And then I took the block and
make it a hole
in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an easy way of doing it. Like that's the great thing about a scanner. If you want to make something that's the that's a negative of it, like so one would fit into the other, you could just bring it in and take one away from the other, and you've modeled the shape for it to fit into perfectly.
Yeah, you have to go back and do some cleanup, like where they clip in. I had to put, which all I did was just take a square and block out some stuff, to where it clipped in.
I'll put a little
easy.
triangle in there so it slides in and locks into place, and then it unlocks in and out, stuff like that.
But you don't really have to do much. You just have to, cut out a few little areas and nothing fancy. Now my wife does Blender and models stuff for 3D printing.
Oh, your wife is a designer. Okay.
Yes.
So this is Jerry.
Here's that Star Wars Aztec that I was.
You need better light, Jerry. It's hard to see.
All right, I have to switch cameras.
Switch to the side camera. It's really much better. Yep, that one.
And that was like 5 or 6 hours on the MPCNC. I opened up the door, took my shop back to clean it out because I don't have a shop back in there, dust cleaning everything. I must have shocked the system because VCAR or candle quit running, and I trashed it. So I bought another hose. I'm trying to figure something else out at the moment so that I can reprint it. It's on MDF 3/4 thick, and I don't know. It'll probably take 10, 11 hours. And I'm kind of concerned about my rigid shop back running for that long. If I have something set up, vacuuming in the bed for that, long period of time. And that DXF file, like I said, was slightly too big to import in easel. And you said you mentioned about bringing it in and shrinking it down in Fusion.
A shop back won't hold up to that. You'd almost need a dust collector. Cheapest one would be like Harbor Freight. Something that's got a squirrel cage blower that's designed to run with a duty cycle of 100%.
Yeah. I figured the shop back would probably burn up after a couple hours if I left it constantly running and get hot.
Yeah, Harbor Freight one. Let me see how much they are.
The duty cycle on a shop vac should be about 30 minutes.
Okay.
So anything longer than that, you'll burn it up.
And my only other option would be open the door about every hour, vacuum everything out, close the door, and keep going because I've got a.
Do you have a big air compressor?
Yeah, but it's noisy.
What you might do is set it, run it in there with a light blower. Basically, put a ball valve on your air compressor and run a blower in there and blow the dust out. It'll make a mess and a way to clean up inside of a box, but then you can just go in there and vacuum up the box, and you can see what you're doing, and you won't ruin your part.
Well, actually, not if you had this side of the CNC container that the box is in, open up the bottom of one side and have that coming out as a chute. Then if you blow from the door side or whatever, it'll blow it away from the surface and it'll fall out the chute, so it actually leaves the chamber.
Now, that would work as well.
Okay. Yeah, and that way then you're not battering in one
circulation.
corner. You're actually pushing it off the workspace.
All right,
and it wouldn't blow back out, because but you just want to turn down a blower and use one that's on all the time, and it will. As long as you don't put a lot of pressure on it, it'll last forever on the air compressor.
Yeah,
and your duty cycles will be fine. That's what I did for the CNC wood carver or wood machine that I used across the street. I've got a cabinet maker that I built him a CNC machine.
Yeah. Well, that would work. Yeah, the air compressor. I forgot about that one. That would be a good idea. And you have one, don't you? Like a dust extractor will cost you $200.
Yeah. Well.
So they're not inexpensive.
A Mickey Mouse version, and you got
Well, I know a Harbor Freight 70-gallon would cost you $200 roughly.
Yeah, I bought a Cyclone from them, Harbor Freight Cyclone, and that way I can keep my shop vac clean when I do use it. So
the other thing is a squirrel cage from a old heating and air unit would keep the airflow. That would actually work if you hook that up to some piping and run it that way. I've used that for machines before. As I said, when I lived in Chicago, I used to be a robotics engineer. I designed robots that built cell phones.
Wow.
Okay, so production
what
systems.
I did. Yeah. So I was an automation tech. I just didn't like living in the city, and my parents owned an engine shop, which inspired me to move to the country, buy a building, and open up an engine shop because there's not much call for a robotics engineer in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So,
well, you could, you could work anywhere, but you'd have to go in and to do your testing and so on. You'd have to drive to do that.
Well, yeah, and at the time there wasn't quite. I opened this shop up before 3D printing and stuff like some of the more modern technology that would allow me to do this sort of thing, remote. And people didn't have machines like this when I moved here. Now I've installed a wood CNC across the street that I built. I built my own plasma CNC in the back, which I'll probably put a router on as well, and we're installing a laser on it. I had built my own 3D printer before I started buying them. Hell, you can buy them cheaper than you can build them. Until you get to the rat rigs.
Yeah, I mean the larger machines, the cost of building, the cost of buying are kind of balanced out somewhat.
Yeah, but if you're looking at like an Ender 3, you can't build for that. I mean, let's be realistic.
No, you can't get cheaper than an Ender 3 than buying it because they're making so many of them. You can't beat that price. But if you're going to build one, why would you build an Ender 3? You'd want to go bigger, right?
Well, yeah, but then you got out of the room. I mean, I want a 48-inch wide by 48-inch wide 3D printer just to build it.
The one Infinity Journeyman I'd love to have, but I don't have a $3,000 laying around. And I'm not a big enough channel. They're going to send me one to review. And yes, I've already emailed them with no response, basically.
What I would like to do is take like a rat rig style design and put basically 4 different heaters on the bed and build a 48-inch wide printer of my own. Just because.
It's a model of a city.
The reason I have not done that is I don't know what I would do with it.
Yeah. Well, I'd find a reason to have a big printer.
Yeah, Karen, I emailed them. They said they'd put it through to the correct department and they'd get back with me if they, same type of thing I get from most people.
Where's that? Chicago?
Yeah. Chicago.
Cool. No, like we all say we don't have a need for a really big printer. Like I have always said, I have absolutely no need for a belt printer. Then I started doing the toys, and I went, God, I wish I had a belt printer. I could just put a big spool of filament on it, like a 10 kilo, and hit go and walk away and come back a month later, and it'd be just piles and piles and piles of prints, right? But prior to that, I didn't have a need for it.
Well, the wife wants one, but so I could probably build it. It's just I also have to find the room to put it.
Source, so you can actually go and get a full bill of materials from their website and source it and print the parts yourself out of HG or whatever you want, whatever material you want for all the printed parts, and build it yourself because they are 100% open source. There's only a handful of things that you need to buy from them, which is their belt and their idlers, are custom made for that design. But other than that, most of the other stuff you can actually source yourself.
Well, if I actually was quadrupling the size of the rat rig, then basically I'd have to source all that anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, and you could actually take CAD and redo it, and it'll tell you the belt size you need. So realistically, it could be done relatively simply.
There's a problem there, though. When you get too big, belts become a problem. Belts have a flex to them, and after a certain length, they don't work. They become problematic, very, very, very problematic. So on very large printers, when you go over a certain size, I think they say 600 or 700 millimeters, belts are now an issue, and what you end up having to do is use ball screws instead, because you don't get the issue. You don't have a stretch, and belts tend to stretch. And like the rat rig, and there's one or two others that are 600 or 700 meters, and they're bordering on too big for belts. And then like I know one IC3D in Ohio, they have I think it's a 600 by 600 or something like that, or 700 by 700 printer that they designed, industrial level printer, and it's an ILEX machine. It's all bulky. There's no belts at all in it. For that reason, because you run into the issue of the belts stretching too easy over that system.
I've actually ran a belt about 48 inches, but I do see your point before on a gantry, trying to whip it back and forth. But I do see your point there.
Yeah, so you will that motion will actually be pulling on the belt, and they will stretch out. So you will run into that problem. So it's better off to, if you're going to go that big, you might want to look at using ball screw, because that way then you get really tight accuracy, and there's no flex in it.
You have a point. If you're wanting speed,
ball screw over that distance, right?
You're basically, when you get to that, you'd lose a lot of speed probably. Or I'd have to run like a Bowden tube instead of a direct drive extruder.
Well, you can do direct drive if you mount your filament overhead it. Because now the filament is not on the unit, it's hanging above it, directly above it in the center. No matter where the head goes, the filament is roughly the same distance, right? Other than it's directly below it, right? And even then, that's okay. But mounting it on the unit itself, you'd have to do Bowden.
Well, what I was thinking is if you're using a belt, the weight of the motor for the extruder on direct drive would probably be an issue when you add belts. The only thing I've ever done was a pick and place machine, which was small enough. It was vacuum driven, no weight to it for that length.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'll ever do it because of the fact that I don't have anything that I'm building that's that big.
Yeah, well, if I was saying it's good. I've seen a guy. I can't remember what channel it was on, what group it was on. He's actually built a huge thing you can step into. You can walk into it, which is roughly what you're doing. He's doing a 1 meter cube, right?
Wow.
And that's a huge printer. But again, I can't remember if he's using belts or not. But there is a theoretical limit to where belts become useful. They do actually degrade. And you run into problems. So if you're going to build something like a 1 meter cube, I would recommend going ball screw instead for your axes.
Yeah, what I was looking at was basically about a foot bigger than that, is what we were thinking.
Then the 500?
No, then the 1 meter.
Yeah, you definitely have to use ball screw. Unless you use really heavy belts. And the problem you run into there is now your idlers have to be really big, because the really heavy belts don't bend as easy. And you're going to run into issues there. So yeah, you might be better off. That's a ball screw would then eliminates that. Now you can't do core XY because it's a ball screw, right? You just have to do a normal XY axis, but the accuracy would be superior because of the mechanism you're using.
All right, guys. I'll see you guys later. I think.
All right, take care, man.
Take care. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Ciao.
Have a good night.
We do have some spam bots in here. I've been kicking a few of them out.
I don't know if it's possible to run dual belts if the printer gets too big. Run a dual belt system, but I don't know how that would.
You still run into the stretch issue of the belt.
The only one that realistically you could even think about running a belt on there would be the Y-axis.
What I wouldn't do is a bed slinger.
You would have to use a ball. You'd have to basically have a lowering bed.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. With a bed that big, I wouldn't move the bed because the amount of mass you're moving up and down, the amount of how heavy the motors would have to be to do that.
Zach done a string printer
on design.
Zach done a string printer and didn't even use belts.
Yeah. But string printers wouldn't work because of the size. So. But what you could do is something that big, do a Voron design, where the bed is at the bottom and stays there, never moves. And now you lift and move your XY axis. That becomes your Z. Now your amount of mass you're moving is a lot lower.
I don't know.
So it'd be less. You won't need huge, heavy motors to lift it, and you don't need super heavy, beefy screws to support it because it's not that heavy.
Research commercial companies that have built really large printers for commercial use and see what they're doing, and then you got your answer.
IC3D did. They didn't do that big, but they did They did drop their bed, but it's all on big, real heavy duty Z screws. If you go to IC3D, they have a printer on their website that they designed, and it's ball screw everywhere. So
Talk to Loyal. He probably knows the owner of a company that's already done it.
Loyal doesn't use heavy machines like that, though.
Nobody might know of people that might.
Yeah, but IC3D do have their specs out there, so you should check out their machine. You see what they've done, and it's something you want to get into when you get that size.
I said we'll see. My wife wants one, but I got a lot of work to do too. So
yeah, and you have to design it and all this kind of stuff. So there's a lot involved there.
And right now we're fighting some of the 4-color stuff because I'm gonna have to rebuild the 4-color system I bought. Keep blowing out the Bowden tube. You use ferrules on it, and it binds and just kicks that that tube right out.
On which the Bowden?
I got the Chameleon set up on it.
Oh, you have a Chameleon. Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Quiet.
And the retraction is actually kicking out the Bowden tubes?
Yeah.
It's probably the pneumatic couplers now that are probably going bad.
Well, no, he doesn't have pneumatic couplers on it.
Do you lock them open?
What he's got is what the Chameleon uses is they put ferrules on the just little plumbing ferrules crimped on the Bowden tubes, and what it does is it pushes the ferrule off.
Huh?
Because he didn't use
the brass
air
insert
fittings on it. Yeah. Well, no, there's no brass insert, none needed. All he did was just put a little divot in the plastic. Genius idea in a way, but when it puts it in a bind, it'll kick it, and then you got to take the entire thing apart and put a new ferrule on it. Well, what he does is he just took a pipe fitting ferrule for brass, the old brass pipe.
Yeah,
and crimp it. Yeah, he did that. And
well, like for the compression lines for water fitting, you still put the brass ferrule in it. You crimp it. That's blowing that apart.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a lot of pressure to do that.
Yeah.
Well, it's not on it's on plastic tubing, air tubing.
Yeah.
So it's
on PTFE.
It just pushes right past it. Is what it does. It doesn't take near as much as what it would on plumbing.
You need some kind of a
shark have the rest
bite,
of fitting on it.
Some kind of a shark bite fitting it, but I don't know if they make one.
Well, most of those couplers
like
are normally shark bite type of style.
Yeah, the normal fitting is, and that would actually not be a problem. But I said I've had issues because the original ones were not wide enough to use a lot of your filaments, your cheaper filaments. They would jam and they weren't working either.
Because dimensional accuracy was off, yeah.
Yeah. So I redid that, and we're having troubles keeping the ferrules on. They just blow right past it.
Did you talk with Bill about it?
I did. I haven't got. I mean, I'm trying to not get him just to send me new lines, and that's what it seems like they want to do. What I'm looking at doing also is changing it to 8-color, and there's some things I don't like about his design, so I'm thinking of building my own.
There's a new Kickstarter out there that does 8 colors right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like the Chameleon, but not. Instead of having multiple extruders, it's got a single extruder motor, or it's got an extruder motor and the different
a camshaft.
Yeah, and a shaft, and one rotates it, and it lines up the next filament just by turning it over and back and rotating it. It's on. I can't remember the name of them, but it's on Kickstarter right now, and that is an 8 color.
What I was looking at was the Prusa setup.
The NMU or the okay.
What I'm thinking about doing is similar to that.
Why not? If you're going to do multicolor, just do a palette.
The palette doesn't have some of the features you can get out of the multicolor system. The palette is great unless it gets off, and then it goes haywire because it doesn't tie truly into your G code. The other issues with the palette are it's online use, so you have to deal with some of their like if we have internet issues in the middle of nowhere, it could go haywire. And plus the multicolor systems, you can actually leave all the colors loaded in your dry box and have it go select the color you want and start from scratch there. So it feeds whatever color you want. I can put, say, 8 colors in, send a file to my printer, and it will select the color I want and start printing.
Yeah, I know Bill has had the Chameleon up to 36 colors.
Yeah,
he's run the Chameleon with 30.
His software is the best out of the group, the software setup, but he chinced out. Huh? Yeah.
It's all G code.
He chinced out a little bit on the tubing, in my opinion. I think he could have had a better product if he'd used better Bowden tubes.
Yeah, but the problem about it is if you go with the higher, as you go up the scale in Bowden tubes, the diameter normally gets smaller, like Capricorn. And when you run into there is your filaments need to be decent quality because you're going to have problems with the aperture of the Capricorn and poor filament not having dimensional accuracy. Like if you get
his tubes are actually tighter than Capricorn. That's the problem.
Okay.
The stuff I can actually run through the Capricorn tubing, I couldn't run through his tubing.
All right.
I couldn't run hardly anything through his tubing.
Because he does tip shaping of the filament as part of the retraction.
Well, no, it's not just that. It was the fact that I couldn't run basic stuff through the tubing at all. The filament before you cut before you actually do the tip jamming that the system does.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even run through the tubing. That's why I think his is the best. If you look at the filament after it runs through when it's done, his G code is awesome on that.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Now, I know there's some people question because in his old version, now his new version is different. I haven't seen the new version, but the old version, he'd hit a micro switch and turn off an extruder and turn on another one, right? By tapping a button. The new one has logic built in, and it's actually managed via a chip, so the power is controlled properly, I believe, with the new setup. He has changed the setup somewhat.
Everything he's done,
still, but it's controlled differently.
Yeah, everything is top notch on it except for the Bowden tubes. I mean, it would be the things I think he needs to do, in my opinion, is put the air fittings on there so that people can mess with it a little bit themselves and fix a jam and do simpler repairs on it.
Okay.
And run better tubing. If he did that, I actually wouldn't be making my own. I'd be buying his because the price isn't that bad.
No. But what is it, $120 for a 4 extruder or something setup?
No, I think it was about $200, but
was it? I can't remember. Yeah, I know, but it's not very expensive.
Realistically, I mean, I would pay the extra just because I like his design and to support a business. Because it's not that bad. It's just I'm not totally happy with the product, so I'll be building my own.
Yeah, I've seen his 36 color setup, tubes everywhere. It's crazy, but man, does it work.
I'm actually sure that if you've got the right dimensional, and I think he's chinced out and basically went to the cheaper tubing.
Tim just burnt himself.
But I think
if you had an axiom, somebody else screamed, does it count on your own?
No, it doesn't count. You see, Tim has a running tally of how many streams it's been since he's dropped something or hurt himself. This has been an accident. But since he did it on my stream, it doesn't count on his.
I had to make sure the nozzle was on. What's the code to extrude? G1?
How can you have a tally of 0?
It's you do T0, G1, E, a number, and then F is a number of the feed rate.
T0?
T0 is your extruder. Then G1 space
E100.
E100 space F. Are you doing an extrusion test? Do F50.
F50?
F50, and yeah, it's slow, but the slower you extrude, the more regular the extruder. So, and make sure you measure 120 on the tube.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So G1 E100 F50. You could go a little bit faster, but you don't go too fast because you want the extrusion rate to not be forcing yourself through the extruder, and you should run at about 210, 215 on the odd end.
Yeah, nothing's coming out.
Is the extruder turning?
I didn't think Tim ever had a stream without dropping something or hurting himself, though.
He hasn't. No. That's why it's always at. That's why he stopped using the screen behind him, because it was always at 0.
I'm not sure how well they would work. They're pretty Mickey Mouse. We're going to pull that screen back up, Liam?
Sure, Jerry.
I bought this that I hooked up to my shop vac, the Cyclone Dust Separator, the 5-gallon bucket. And Bill Over bought, you're talking about something like this. Now, this is Mickey Mouse compared to something expensive, but when I used
it would actually still work for you.
Yeah, but they're full duty cycle though. That's the thing. They're designed to be on all the time.
To my Cyclone Dust Separator, it'll still catch all the debris in the bucket, and then all the air basically would go into the bag.
I think the one with the bag, the one the 13-gallon, that'd be better for the CNC because it's full duty cycle. The ideal one is the $200 one. It would be the better of the two, of all of them. But that would be a good alternative.
I used to do a lot of grinding of concrete and construction with a great big grinder, and my air hose went to something similar to this one here. And of course, most of that dust went right through the bag.
Yeah, but see, you're talking about a CNC. The particles are much larger. What is the chips? It's gnawing off.
Well,
they're much larger.
On this MDF, I don't have any chips. It's all real fine sawdust.
Well, that's bad because MDF is really bad for you if you get in your lungs.
Yeah.
If you could actually find one of those concrete ones at like an auction or something, those things actually have better sealed bearings and would make that thing look like a toy.
I wonder how loud these are.
Oh, they're loud. They're very loud. You'd want to set that up and run the hose from a good distance. Maybe like if you're loaded, like you're in Vegas, so 99% of the time it's dry there, right? You don't get rain like our weather like we get here in Michigan. But if you had that, I would put it outside your garage and run it out the side while the CNC was working. If you know, as long as you know there's going to be no rain, I would do it. I'd put it mounted outside.
I've been doing a lot of small signs and stuff like that, which are no big deal for any debris. I just clean it up after it's done. And the only thing big that I want to do is this engraving of this Aztec calendar, or maybe a couple of them that are this size. Because I'll
install it where your wife hangs out, and you'll be fine.
Okay. Yeah. Stick the hose in the bedroom, master bedroom. Yeah.
No, but I'm saying that would probably be better. And then I just said I would mount it outside and turn it on, and that would then only run a hose inside, like through the wall, into the garage, and then it will work away inside, and the noise is outside, so you don't have to listen to it.
Make sure it's on the side of the house. Make sure it's on the side of a house with a neighbor you don't like.
Yeah, everything is going to stay in the garage, because when I run my CNC in the enclosure, you can walk out in front right outside of my garage door, and you can't even hear it running.
Yeah, but this you'll hear.
I don't want to. All the noise has to stay inside.
Well, because you'll have neighbors.
That's going to be louder.
Well, I don't want to piss off the neighbors. I don't, other than when I get out my skill saw in the morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm out cutting wood in the driveway or something. But,
8 o'clock is most cities have a quiet time, which is normally from
anything after 6
in the morning to 10 at
is
night.
Fine. Henderson, Nevada, it's 8 o'clock. When I used to do a lot of flat sawing, I couldn't start up my flat saw until 8 o'clock in the morning. So I drive out to the customer's house and have to watch my watch before I could fire up my machine and take it in their backyard and start cutting up their concrete.
Now, there's good things about living in the country. I can run a saw in the middle of the night. Nobody cares.
There's no one around to hear it. So
I actually live less than 50 feet from a post office. So you'd be shocked. But still, I'm in an industrial area.
Yeah, and air does not travel unless you're really close by. Air is not a good transmitter of sound. It does not transmit sound very well. Water carries sound fantastically. Air is not very good at it.
Yeah, but when you fire up a plasma with all the air vacs to suck that out of the building, it's noisy.
A bit of a racket, I'm sure, yeah. What's happening, Tim?
I asked it to extrude 100 millimeters. It extruded 25. So
you're way under extruding.
Way under. So what's
just multiply your E steps. So it's G91 is your E steps, right?
G91. Let me see what it said.
Let's type G91. It should give you your E steps.
It's nothing's coming back. It's not.
Okay, do M503.
M503. There we go.
Yeah, so you should have X, Y, Z, and E. What's the number after E?
XYZE is 5.0.
Oh, that's why. Well, multiply that by 4 if it's only giving you 25.
So I have an E-step calculator somewhere, but I don't remember the math.
Teaching Tech has it on his website, but it doesn't matter. Yeah. If you say you're only getting 25 out, it's going to be 4 times the number, right?
Yeah.
So multiply that number by 25, which is if you have 5.4, then it's going to be 20 point. No,
it's got 5. E is 5 right now.
22.2.
Right now, E is 5.0.
It's 5.0, so then it's 20.
It's 20. The new
so you
step
type M91 space E 20. E20. That's it, yeah.
You know, instead of printing a great big dragon, I think I'm going to print a great big snake and have one eye. And I'm going to call it Jake.
You should.
I got to type something to save it, don't I?
M500 is, and don't save it yet. Run it first. You don't have to save it because it stays in memory until you reboot.
Okay.
So
yeah, hang on. The M, it didn't change. So
1 second.
Trying to think of the 20.
1 second. I'm trying to remember what the numbers are. There's one I want to remember. I know the ones for the E steps and stuff, but I'm trying to remember the other one. So you first of all, M92. Sorry, not M91.
M92 E20.
E20. And then leave it in there. And M500 is saved, but you don't want to save it.
Bill,
if I go M92 E20.
What's your first name?
Robert.
Robert. Okay. I don't know if I ever knew that, but if I did, I forgot. Okay.
So M92 again should show it now as shown as 20, does it?
So if I just
M503.
M503.
Yeah, because if M92
still showing it as 5. Still showing E as 5.
And you did okay. So 1 second now. You did M92.
M92 space E20.
Uppercase E.
Yeah.
All the letters need to be uppercase, right? Ideally. Yeah. Uppercase E. E should be just E20.
And it says sending M92 E20. But then if I do an M501 now.
No, M503.
503. It still says E5.0. Didn't change it.
So they haven't turned on, so they may not have enabled the steppers.
Huh.
There may be a firmware update for that printer because you can turn on and off those settings to be modified.
Yeah.
Normally you do the M5 commands may be off. It seems like they're on. Try it with a save. Try it with a save. But
okay, M92.
You want to share your screen so we can see it?
Yeah. Hang on. Let's see. Share screen. And
wait now. Before you did the extrusion, did you set your extruder into relative mode? M91?
No.
Okay. Try it again before you do that. And G91. Before you do the extrusion test again, you do T0. Then you do G91 that sets it into relative mode, means from this moment forward, move it forward, X, whatever settings I do. And then you do G1 E100 F50. And
Steve says M92 space E, your new value.
Yeah, he says it's not saving it. So remark it for
I got to
120.
remark it. Yeah.
Yeah, he know. Yeah, that's what I've been telling him, but it's not saving it. He said.
No, not saving it.
So let's see what happens if we does it in relative mode, if the steps are better or not, and if not, we'll try. There might be a firmware update needed.
Robert, do you have a YouTube channel?
I'm going to start streaming on this one. I used to actually have tool view or
Where's my phone?
tool videos and stuff about what I do for a living. But we are going to start putting some videos. Unfortunately, I erased all the videos of me constructing my CNC machine.
Wow.
By accident, but I even had welding videos and design. Because
if YouTube ever boots me or shuts down, I lose everything because I deleted it off my hard drive once I upload it.
Yeah, but it's hard to store all those files because they're so big.
Yeah.
That's why you having them up on YouTube is great. You push it out there and they're done. And if they delete stuff, then you've lost everything. But it is a problem. Storage is always unless you have a lot of storage at home to store your data on.
Yeah, well, my wife just erased it. We weren't very good at doing videos anyway. I was good enough. I got sponsored by Gear Wrench to do tools, but I still get free tools once a quarter.
It's like I was telling Matt German to start a channel. You don't have to be on video. Just film what you're doing and do it, and then after the fact, you can narrate it.
Yeah,
that way you don't actually have to be on camera talking to everybody. So.
We're cleaning the a section of the shop out to where we can put all of our printers to where it looks nice, and then we're going to start filming.
Cool.
In here, and then later I'll start doing some stuff with the outside CNC.
Nice.
Whenever you get your channel up and running, let me know and I'll post it around. I'll got my Facebook group, Facebook, and Twitter and stuff.
Yep. So, Tim, did you do the G91 before you did the G1 command to move?
Yeah. It's not moving at all. Let me just.
So tell me, share what you did. Share your screen so we can see it.
Let me just disconnect and connect again.
Okay.
See what's going on. It says echo, printer busy, processing, busy.
Okay, reboot the printer. It's easy. It's easy. Just shut it down, turn it back on again, and you then reset the temperature again.
Well, I'm going to call it a night because I got to be up in a few hours to get working again.
Yeah. Okay. Well, nice to meet you again, Robert.
Nice to meet you in person, video-wise.
Yeah, I'll see you guys in another stream.
Yeah, when you get yours up, let us know, okay? So, yeah, and when you have it up, just share the screen so we can actually...
Yeah.
We can walk through it with you.
Okay, let me share.
I know these I do on every printer, so I pretty much know them off by heart.
Okay, there's my screen. I'll make this window big. Let me make this window big. There we are. So I'm online now.
Okay, so first thing you want to do is M50. Try M92 to see if it works. M92. Okay.
It says sending M92.
Okay, and it doesn't respond. That's okay. That means it's not responding. So do an M503. And the E setting on that is 5. That's really small.
Here, 5.
Right. So now what we want to do is you're going to do your extrusion test again. So before you do it, do T0.
T0. And enter.
Yeah. And then you do G91. That puts it in relative mode.
Yeah.
Right. Now you do G1. Oh, wait, no. Make sure your hot end is up to 10.
Oh, let's see. What are we at here? We are at 20210. Yeah.
Okay. So as long as it's set at 210. So do G90 or G1 space E100 space F50.
And then send.
And hit send. Now, when you hit send, your extruder should start moving.
It is moving.
Okay. So let's see what happens.
Okay. Let me shrink this window a bit. Let's see.
Yeah. So the difference is if Marlin and so on uses the G91 command for relative mode.
Yeah.
But I don't have any RepRap machines. But RepRap and Clipper use an M83, I believe it is. Or M82,
So
I can't remember.
It's extruding, but man, is it going slow.
No, that's good. You want it slow because you don't want the gear slipping, just in case there's any gear slippage.
Yeah. So let's see when it stops here.
Yeah. It does sound low. I've never seen an extruder at 5 before, but okay.
Yeah, I was telling Liam earlier, Tim, I had 4 printers under extrude on me the other day, and I wound up on my Hypercube.
Oh, really?
The focus broke down on me, and then I went to the Mini. It had a problem. Then I went to a CR10. It had the same problem. Finally went to my Hypercube and got my stuff printed.
Oh, wow.
Well, the Hypercube is reliable. Is it still extruding?
Yeah. Still extruding.
Good. So it's actually going further than it was last time, right?
A little
if you
drip.
weren't in relative mode, maybe.
I wouldn't say it's going further, but I'd say it's definitely turning the extruder and pulling filament in.
Okay. That's always a good sign.
I didn't bother marking to the 120 because I know it's not going to hit 100. Let's see how far you're going to go. It stopped.
Okay, now measure up to 100.
I'll measure. Let's see. My handy dandy metric. It's not even halfway.
That's okay.
Okay, we are at 70 millimeters, so it extruded 30.
Okay, so it should have done 90. It should have been 90 left over. So it's you need to set your you need to do an M92. Go back to the chronophase.
Okay, let's.
Sorry.
Let's make this bigger. Okay, so we want to go M92.
Yeah. Space E. I did the calculation, so it's E 16.66.
16.66, and then send.
And hit send. Now M50. Now do M500. Or let me think. Is that M500?
Send.
Now
do store.
Now do the the M503.
55. Now it says E 55.52.
Why did it? That's not what we said. It to. Go back and type that again.
M5. So just change. Come on, what's going on
here? You were supposed to have entered.
What is this?
M92E.
M92.
M92
E 16.66. And then send.
And then an M500.
M500. Okay, setting stored, and then M503.
Yeah.
55.52.
Where did I get that number from?
That is odd.
Do me a favor, mark 120 and run it.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe it was misrepresenting it, misreturning information. But it's weird.
Yeah.
How far it goes. We can always just turn the printer off and on again.
Yeah. Okay, let's just see what's going on here. Let me mark it again.
At 120 this time.
At 120.
I can never see the printer not respond like that.
There's 120 right there. Okay. And then we did, to extrude that, we did a
G91.
G91, enter.
Yeah, that's relative mode. And then you do E or G1.
G1.
Space E100. No.
Oh, G1 space.
G1 space E100.
Space F50.
Space F50. Let's go faster. Let's go 100. just to see if it does it.
Okay.
And we can do an accurate measurement by going back to 50 in a minute.
Okay. And we are extruding.
Much faster.
It stopped. Why did it stop? It stopped. It turned for a second and then stopped.
Okay, mark it again and run it again at the slower speed of 70.
Yeah.
Maybe you can't. Maybe it's you exceed this. Be quiet, Google. They may have a maximum speed set that's really low, and you might be exceeding it.
Yeah. Okay, let's
do it again at F70. You have do G1 first, or G91.
G91.
Yeah,
okay,
and then
we'll do
G1.
G1.
E100.
E100.
F70.
Let's see what happens here. It's moving. It's moving. It's stop. Hang on. It's moving.
Yeah, they may have a maximum speed rate, and you could have been exceeding it.
Oh God, it's creeping. Like it is. I think there's a problem with this motor.
What,
Jerry? Stopped. It stopped.
RC CNC's comment.
The G spot? Yeah, I saw that one.
It stopped. I'm going to try I'm just going to see if I do F50.
Just to see if it does it, yeah.
Yeah, because it did it last time. Okay, at F50, it's moving.
Okay, so we were exceeding our maximum speed, probably.
And it stopped. Yeah, it didn't move long.
Reboot the printer, and I want to see and disconnect printer face first.
Disconnect printer face.
And then reboot, and then let's read what it says again in NVRAM. Because the M503 reads the EEPROM.
Right. Let me preheat it while we're doing that, just so the hot end stays warm.
Do a video, call it Smash. Have a picture of a trash can and a sledgehammer out for your thumbnail, and then,
Okay, we'll connect printer online. And what was it, M503 now?
Just do an M503 to see what it says, yeah.
So it's still 5552.
How did it go from 5 to
55, 52? It's weird. Okay, let me try extruding again now that I've rebooted it. Just to see.
Jocko.
G91, G1, F or E100, F50. And we're extruding. And we stopped.
Okay, try one thing.
Wow.
Do a G1 E0. That zeroes out your extruder.
Okay.
So it should be not moving, correct?
Not moving.
G91.
The G1 again?
G91. And then do the G1 E100.
F50. Okay, we're moving.
The dual gear, these steps are about 460 and around 110 for regular extruder.
And we stop.
It's a dual gear.
And we stop. No, it's a single gear. It's not a dual gear.
Oh, it's a single gear. Okay.
Yeah, and it stopped extruding. So there's something. Something is not working.
Yeah, we did F50. He did the F50. It is still stopping, even though you set the extruder rate. You set the G91 first, right?
Yeah.
Because the G91 puts it in relative mode. The G92 puts it in what's the other mode called? I can't remember the name of the other mode. The other mode actually follows on. So if you tell it to move 50, it move 50. But if they move 25, it'll go backwards to 25, right? And so the G181 tells it always to move the distance specified.
See, the filament's not being impeded. I can manually feed filament through, no problem. It's just the motor is not turning. Now, and I wonder when the hot end got damaged, like I said it did, I wonder if the extruder motor got, I don't know, I wonder if it's a bad extruder motor. I could always put another motor on and try it.
You have one?
Oh yeah, well I don't have a pancake, but I have a larger one.
Yeah, the large one might cause weight on the head, or may not support it.
Yeah, it's yeah, because that's just that. Yeah, no. So we did all the right commands. It started moving. It moved for about 5 seconds and stopped.
And at first, it did move correctly, right?
The first time it moved correctly. So it's almost like there's.
Go back and set it to 5. Set
something on the board.
See if you can set it down to 5. Do
like the
absolutely. Okay, so go back to set M92E5. See if it takes that, and then do an M500.
Okay, and M500. Setting
and then do an M503 to see if it's in there. What?
It's an E185.
What's wrong, Jerry?
It says E185.
Why is it doing that?
I don't know. I'm just gonna try a different number for fun. Okay, I'm gonna try M. Where am I here? M92.
It seems to be adding the numbers to each other.
Hey, old curmudgeon. No, he hasn't checked the motor current, I don't believe.
Yeah.
It could be more, but it was the extruder that was damaged, so not the current coming from the board. What else could? I've never seen.
Hey, old curmudgeon, I got something to show you. It's not done yet, but I'm printing a life-size Paul.
If
Let me put
go...
you full screen, Jerry, and we'll come back to Tim in a sec while he's getting set ready.
Oh yeah,
my CR10 Max. I'm printing a life-size Paul, and I had support. I printed it on the wrap to help give it more bed adhesion, and I had supports under the chin, but I didn't realize how heavy it was going to be. So when I got almost done earlier today, it fell off the printer. Basically, it fell back, and it just laying there. I grabbed it real quick, and I'm reprinting the top to it. So anyway, but it's bigger than my head, and I got a big head. And when he's all done, I don't know. He's probably going to be about that tall, I'm assuming. When he's standing on the ground, I don't know yet.
The extruder, what's happening with his extruder is when we tell his extruder, when we said he's setting up his E-steps, but when he set the E-steps, instead of take down the number that's in there, Tim.
The E-steps right now are 185.
Hey, Blasto.
Hello.
Good job.
How are you guys?
So, okay, do me a favor. It's at 185. So, set the E-steps to 5 again. I want to see if it's adding the numbers.
Okay, so M92, E5.
M92 space E5. And then do an M500.
M500, enter.
And then do an M503 to recall them.
M503, and it's
what's the number now?
E740.
Okay, we need to get down to. So even though we're typing in the right numbers, the E steps are not being absorbed. Can you show me the M503 screen again, please?
Yeah, let me.
Hey, Blasto, I don't think I've ever met you. Nice to meet you.
Oh, we haven't met you before.
Let me share my screen.
I think we've been on a stream briefly before together, but
okay.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
possibly.
It was brief.
Well, I'm old. So.
Here, look at the E steps right now.
Okay, so you have M. Oh, wait a second. 1 second. No. 1 second. Do me a favor.
Right here, M92 E5.
Yeah, but 1 second. No.
Is it case sensitive?
M92 XYZ. No, E is set at 5. No, look. Echo M90. You're looking at the wrong line. So
codes, not
yeah,
case
do
sensitive.
yeah. So go back in and type M92
Yeah.
E16.366.
The old convention, I'll watch his video in a little bit.
M92 E16.66.
And press enter. And then do M500. And then do an M503. Now go back up to where 503 started. If you scroll down, you see an M92 to E116.
Yeah. Okay.
So T1 or T0 is the right one, right? So
why did
now
this change? Why did that change again?
That's an M205. That's different.
Oh. But why did it change?
Yeah, no. Forget about that.
Okay.
Just do your extrusion test now. So you set it to T0, G1, T0 first, then G1. Oh, sorry, T0, then G91. No, not 91. G92. No, 91. G91. Sorry, forgive me. My again, the last thing is G91.
Yeah.
G numbers now.
So is
And
this
then
the
you do,
extruder for that
G1,
King
G100.
Room printer?
G1.
You're working on?
Yeah, space E100, space F50. And before you hit enter, mark your filament at 120.
That little printer's screwing up on him.
Yeah,
Is that King Room one?
Yeah,
with
he's
that
got King
extruder?
Room, and what happened is they sent him a new extruder, and it arrived damaged, and he had it about a year. And he hasn't put it on the printer, so he put it on there last week on a stream, and it was way under extruding, and we just did a calculation of the steps, and he was reading the M5205, and that's not what you need.
Okay, send. And it's not even turning. Nothing.
Is the extruder at temperature?
Wiggle the wires after you hit send. You never know.
Let me
Could have a
unplug
bad
the
connection.
motor.
Because
Unplug the motor back.
M205 is advanced settings, and that shouldn't matter. Because that's your jerk settings for your extruder.
Send it
That's
again.
you're reading the wrong line. Yeah, the 205E is the jerk settings for the extruder.
Okay, yeah, it's not moving at all. But what I want to show you now, though, is if I stop this screen, if I go into the display right here on the printer, and I tell it to extrude 100 millimeters, let's say.
Yeah. And
There
you marked
go.
it at 120, right?
Yeah. It's not even turning. Nothing.
Maybe
So
it's just
some-
broken.
It could be just be broken. I mean, yeah, the motor could be shot.
Hmm.
Do you have a spare motor laying around? Maybe just swap
Not a
it in.
pancake.
Not a pancake.
I mean, I can turn the gear on here, and it feeds filament just fine, like slicker than owl shit. So, yeah. So even if I try and extrude on here, extrude 25 millimeters.
Liam, click on that link old curmudgeon posted.
Yeah. I have a feeling there's something wrong with either the motor or the wiring to the board.
Yeah, I know. I that's the yeah, I know that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That looks like a good link to keep in a.
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
Marlin code. That's the G code. All of the M commands and G commands for Marlin.
Yeah, okay. That's actually good to know. I should download that.
I'm going to drag it to my desktop.
Anyways, I'm going to disconnect this, and I'm going to, not right now because I've been on too long, but I'm going to basically tear it apart and check the motor and check the wiring. Because the
Also-
motor's not responding at all now.
No, because we haven't we've only changed these step commands, right? So
Yeah.
that shouldn't have affected that. And anything
no.
over 5 is all we need. And the M205 doesn't apply here.
No.
Because that's
Maybe the
only,
pinout on the motor is different.
But the
Do you
no,
fact
have-
it's turning the right way. He said
Do you
it
have
was
any-
turning.
Any stepper that you can plug in sitting on the counter with a piece of tape on it to see if it spins when you run that last command that you said it wasn't doing anything. That
Yeah.
way you see if it's sending it to a
That's
different
it.
stepper.
Let me grab a stepper.
Well, it's not as easy as that because it may not be. Well, voltages to steppers will vary. So some steppers will move correctly, other steppers will actually get all weird and they'll jerk around because
Really?
it's the incorrect
Oh.
stepper.
Yeah, but I'm
The
just going to
voltage
see.
output is going to vary a
I'm
lot.
just going to plug
Still
a stepper
worth it.
in. Let's see. I got
Still
like
worth a
12
try, I
stepper
think.
motors.
Yeah,
Do it for science.
do it for
There we go.
science.
We have a stepper motor. Let's do it from here. No, but let's, so it didn't do it from there, which is fine. So let's put that down. Let's plug this in again. Yeah, for science, I agree. Let's
I'm all
plug
about
the
doing
print-
stuff for science.
Is that a USB cable that came with the printer?
Yeah.
No, I usually just toss those because they always fail.
It depends on the manufacturer. Some they work, some they don't.
But it's connecting. Okay, so let's just, how do I just move the extruder motor? That,
T0,
G91, G0.
Yeah, G91. Set the relative mode.
G1.
G1, E, whatever distance, F, whatever speed rate.
I'll just
Keep
do
it
100.
50 or whatever.
Let's
Is it
see if
rotating?
moves the motor. And not even budging the motor, nothing.
Go to their firmware. See if there's a firmware flash.
Yeah. Boom, boom.
Because the
But it was working. It was extruding earlier. So
yeah, and
that's
all we're
where-
doing is extruding.
Well, and
the
the fact,
G91 commands are the E steps should have no effect on it.
well, and it doesn't even.
Oh, up the E steps because you were reading the wrong thing. Up the E steps to 50.
But the fact is, it's not even turning when I tell the printer itself to extrude.
No, it doesn't matter because the E steps could be too slow for you to notice. Set the E steps to 95.
Okay, let me plug this guy back in here.
Yeah, because now because you were reading the wrong thing. You were reading the jerk control settings. So by setting the E steps up to a higher rate, maybe it's moving, but it's so slow you don't notice it.
Okay, so
Because you were reading the wrong
E step. So that was M.
That sounds like my wife cleaning around the house. She's moving so slow.
It's M92 space
Oh,
E
she's not listening.
and do 95.
She's sleeping.
And then M500. M503 to confirm.
Hey, my face
So
is red.
show me the screen so we can speak sure you set it up to the right to a higher number.
I got a red face. Might as well put my hat on. There we go.
It's just a 1 second. Let me bring this up here.
Right. M92 to E90, right there.
Okay, now so that's the right number. So you need to look for the thing beside the M92, right? You were looking at the wrong one, which was the 205 one. That's your jerk control settings. Yeah.
Okay.
Now try T0, and then do M91.
G91, isn't it?
G91, sorry, yeah. G91.
I'll tell her later.
G1,
G1, E100.
F100. I don't care.
No,
See if it's
do 7.
50?
Do 100. Yeah. Well, make sure you mark the filament.
No, the film's not in. I got this hooked up to the other motor.
Oh, it'll spin.
No, it won't.
Really?
No. Here, I'll even plug it into the original motor again now. And I'll just send this code again. Nope. It's like it's dead.
Is it?
That is the
Is
weird.
is the cord plugged into
Maybe
the
it's too
board?
high. Remember, we had an issue with it too high.
Will loose.
Yeah,
Set
there's
it
a
to
cord
F50. Do the F50.
The F50?
Yeah, you G100 E or G1 E100 F50. Remember, we said you could be spinning. You could be going too fast.
Right. Okay. G100E F50. Nothing.
Turn it on and off, reboot the computer, plug it back in, unplug it.
Hello, IT crowd. Did you try turning it off and on again?
Well, we've done that before. I'll turn the printer off, and we'll turn the
That's
printer back
weird.
on. Let it get heated up. Let me.
Yeah, I heard
turn
it
the-
beep, so we heard something.
Yeah, that was the printer rebooting.
That's so weird that it did that because, like, the E steps is the easiest thing to tweak on the printer.
Oh, it is.
I do it on every single machine I get.
So it was a G91. No. T0.
T0.
G91. There we go. G1 E100 F50.
And what is your temperature?
My temperature is 212.
Okay.
And let's go send. And oh, we're attempting to move now a little.
So,
and oh, we are creeping slow.
Well, F50 will be a slow extrusion, but that's
but I mean it's like
it may need to go much higher, and that's okay. So what we
and it stopped.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's try do a measurement this time. And you're set at what is your extruder rate now? You set it to
90.
E90. So you set it to 90. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So do a measurement and do an extrusion.
Hang on. It didn't stop. It's going so slow. It looks like it stopped.
Okay, that's a good sign. That means it's still going. We can get the E-steps up.
Yeah, I better let this stop or something though, because it's like it looks so it. Oh, maybe it stopped now. No, hang on. It's still. It is.
Put a piece of blue tape on it so you
turn it off and turn it off and turn it on again, and that will clear it out.
Okay, I'll turn it off and on.
No, that will stop it. Turn it off. Wait 2 seconds. Turn it back on again, and then reset your temperature again, and we can re-input the command.
Yeah.
Now, since it was
I'll mark it this time.
Look at Non-Fan's comment, DeWitt.
In December 1st, Kangaroo firmware download for their site and support 3.0 firmware. Okay, I can't. Let me see what firmware is on it now. Let me hit the temperature here.
Because if it's going slow at 90, I would say mark it, and then we set the extrusion rate to 150 or the E-steps to 150. And then run it and actually measure it, and then we can base it off that.
Okay, let's mark it. Mark it
at 120.
120. I made a cheat sheet for the 120.
Good idea.
Yeah. There we go, 120.
Okay.
Marked. Now
let's. That temperature?
We are at 209 degrees.
Okay, and so let's set the E-steps to 150.
Okay, let's go. That was a G.
It's M92.
M92 E120. You said
150.
150.
You said 190. You said 90 was
I got to put the printer online first.
Yeah, that would help.
There we go. M92 E150.
Send. And then an M500.
M500. Send M503 to check. And we are at
M92 is
M92 T. No.
It's T1 is your bed.
M92 T0 to E150 right there. Okay.
Perfect. That's what we want it to be. Now
we want a M0. No.
M0? No. You do a G91.
G91.
That sets it to relative mode.
G1.
Then G1 space E100 space F50. And it's marked. So hit it go.
There we go. It's turning very.
Looks like Non-Fan posted a direct link.
Oh, okay.
Oh, to the
blog/downloads.
Okay. Yeah, but is it extruding? It will be slow, but your E-steps are up because it was barely moving the last time.
Yeah, it's moving. So I'll show you. There's 1 notch on the thing, 2 notches on the wheel, 3 notches on the wheel.
Yeah, at 50 is a slow motion.
5 notches on the wheel. Okay, well we'll let it go and see what happens here. 6 notches on the wheel. It's like watching paint dry, though.
This is going to be very long if we're counting notches on a gear.
That's the only way I can tell it's moving.
But it's moving 50 millimeters.
It's moving and it's spitting out filament. So,
well, that's good, right? So we're in the right direction, and we just want to see how far it travels at that speed. And if we're way over, we can drop it down till we get to the point where it's sticking out a little bit above, and then we can measure it and calculate.
All this for a little King Rune printer. But you know,
and the funny part about this is, it's probably the printer you probably use it. You'll do a stream to do the comparison again, and you'll put it on a shelf and never touch it again.
Probably. Oh, wow. I mean, I can't tell you how painful this is watching this move.
I know. Because when you do these tests on it to get your extrusion rate right, you often do it 3 or 4 times to make sure it's correct.
Shouldn't you take the nozzle off to do an extrusion rate?
No. You can on a Bowden, yes. But on a direct drive, no. Is that direct or is it Bowden, Tim?
Direct.
Yeah, okay. You can on a direct, but that's why you do it really slowly.
I've heard opinions on both. Okay, it stopped extruding for sure. Now let me measure.
Okay. Measure the distance.
Left. I'll measure the distance to the 120 mark. We are 95 to the 120 mark.
So you are and your E-steps were 150, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 95 times, 1 second. Let me get a calculator.
But it only extruded 25, right?
Yeah, it's not about the mid-length of that. It's about the amount of filament going in.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so set your E-steps to 600.
Yeah, but 95 didn't go in, you know. It was only 25 that went in.
That's fine.
Right?
Yeah, okay. But no, see, 95 is what's left. When we measured it back to the 120, when you mark from the top of the extruder to 120, we're measuring what's left outside the extruder, because that means you've only moved 25 millimeters of filament, right?
So that's M92 for the E-steps.
And you do
M92
space E600.
600, enter. M500, enter. M503, and we have
M92 E600.
M92 to E600. Yeah.
Okay, now remark again.
Okay. I'm getting furful fingers.
Well, this now that we have a real reading, and going by the speed it was going, this should be closer to what it should be. So two marks in it, do a 120 and a 100.
Oh, now you tell me.
Well, okay. Well, we can measure it. It's fine. It's fine.
No, we're gonna leave it at 120.
Well, yeah, and then we can measure back. Okay, Jerry. Thank you. Have a good evening,
everybody. Take care,
Jerry.
Hey, bye-bye,
Jerry.
Okay,
Have a good night.
then this was G.
Do T0.
0.
T0. So you're doing G91.
Yeah, and now I want to go E.
No, G1 space E100 space F50.
And send. And it's moving faster.
We're getting there, man. This is how it's done. Like most of my extruders average about between 85 and 100. So I've never had. What was that sound?
That was my microphone boom arm. It just went boing.
Okay. I thought his extruder just exploded.
I was gonna freak him out and say that was my extruder. I don't know what it was. Yeah, the 600 is incredible for.
Well, it depends on the gear ratio and it depends on and so on of the stepper, right? So
yeah. So
if when this stops, you should have roughly 20, and if it's a little less, we can tweak the number. But if it's a little more, or a little more or less, we're okay. As long as the 20 is above the line, above the extruder, and you can get another measurement, we can fine tune it.
That's odd that the motor stopped working altogether before, but it could have just been.
But no, it stopped because it was probably moving, but it was moving so slow. It was tiny amounts, right? Because the E-steps were so low. Yeah, and what you were reading the jerk settings and so on, the advanced settings and jerk and stuff, and that's why we were getting wrong info.
I am.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We know,
No,
like
I'm
you
kidding.
always look. They always give you the
I see
output
what
by
you
the
did
end
there.
number.
Okay. Actually, I believe, if I'm not
Good slashing
mistaken.
fingers with the Sharpie. Yeah, that's
Oh,
good
yeah.
advice from RCNC. Look, really good
Huh.
advice, Tim.
Might as well put slashes on your finger with a Sharpie and use that.
I love it.
Actually, I do have 100 and 120 marks here. So
He's probably counting them. He's probably got 120 marks.
Yeah, I've seen several people on like YouTubers that have actual measurement tattoos. I know Adam Savage has one on his arm. Ben Ueda has one on his hand. Yeah.
Okay, we've stopped and we extruded. Okay, let me measure. Do you want me to
Make
measure
sure
to
it's
the
stopped.
100? Do you want me to measure to the 100 or the
you age,
120?
No, you measure up to the 120 mark.
Okay, we are at 40.
So you have extruded. You have
80.
extruded 80. Okay, so change the E steps to 750.
And that was G92. Oops.
No, it's it's M92E
M92
space E750. So now we're way closer to where we should be.
503. Let me double check.
M500 to save.
M92 to E750. We're good. Okay, now I
Do
want
an
to
M500
go.
to save.
I did. I'm way ahead of you.
Okay, good. So it then use the T0.
T0, G91,
G91.
G1, E100, F50.
Yeah.
And I got to
Save
mark
it
it again.
first. Mark it.
I got to mark it again. The scary thing is I'm memorizing these freaking codes now.
Yeah, but see, I know most of these. I get them mixed up a little bit, like M and G, but I know them because I do it so often.
Yeah,
I get a lot of
M and
printers in. So
I think I'm going to get the M and G codes tattooed on my forearm.
I'm actually going to get a T-shirt. There's no place like G28.
There's no place like G28.
You know what that means?
I've got a sticker on my laptop.
No place like home.
Yeah, G28. Yeah, is the home. Yeah.
That's I usually put a thing on Facebook this time of year, and I go, "I'll be G28 for Christmas." Okay,
Well, I'll be G28 for Christmas for sure. Is it going?
I'll be G28 for Christmas.
It doesn't have the same ring. And you don't sound like Bing Crosby.
It's extruding. It's going.
Decibel, Kieran. Kieran is home from his day's work.
I knew how to do
I
this.
shot home early, yeah. I had a few things to do, so yeah.
I'm spoiled.
Yeah, we're fixing his extrusion issues on his king room.
I see that, but at least it's extruding, which is a win, right?
I'm spoiled though, because on the Ender 3 V2 you can change it right on the display. You don't have to go into Pronterface.
Well, they can turn that on in Marlin, but it's down to the manufacturer to compile it to do so.
Oh,
but you can make all those menus available.
Oh, and it has to be a board that'll support that too, like the 8-bit ones. I don't think support that.
No, the 8-bit ones do support it. Yeah,
well, they do.
I had it on an Ender. I had it on my Ender 5, on my CR10 Mini. I had the full menu system. So you can do it on the 8-bit board. The 8-bit board is about the memory limitation. So it depends on what other features you want to turn on. You may have to turn something off. It's a balance, right? But most manufacturers won't turn it on.
This is only the second time I've used Pronterface. So
I live in Pronterface. I use Pronterface all the time.
I thought you were in Michigan or something.
Yeah.
Well, when you're doing E-steps on every single printer that comes in the door, because you have to tune them to get perfect prints out of it.
We're coming close to my 100 line.
Tell me if it stops.
Come on, 100 line. Come on.
We're very close, I bet.
We're very close to the 100 line. We're very close. Oh, we stopped right at the beginning of my 100 line, and it's a Sharpie and it's thicker. So I think we're good.
That's good. Now you can do a print.
Nice.
Now I have...
Just make sure you M500 again before you do anything else to make sure you save it.
I have that much.
Yeah.
I have little curly cues.
You should wear them as earrings, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Anyways. Okay, I'm going to do M500 just to make sure.
Oh, yeah, you should print a few of them and put them on your head, Tim. Lovely girls.
Disconnect and go. Okay, good. Now we're going to unconnect the printer. M500 done, and let's see. Well, let me try and print something.
What was that? What was it? I love it when the plan comes together.
Excellent.
Excellent. What was that? Smithers, wasn't it? No.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, that's Smithers Mr. Burns, rather.
Mr. Burns. Excellent.
Okay.
All you need is a white cat, Liam, and you could just like turn around like in your desk chair, like in a Bond movie, just petting the white cat. We have been expecting you.
But Mr. Bond. I'm allergic to cats, so no, that won't happen.
So, I thought you loved cats, especially with sweet chili sauce.
With chili, not with sweet, spicy chili sauce. Yeah.
Okay.
Riddle me this. These two things came with the King Rune.
They look like legs.
They're 3D
like
printed.
feet.
I wonder if
They
they're
look like feet.
sample prints.
They might be sample prints, maybe.
Yeah, because they came they came in a little plastic bag. Anyways.
Flow test is something we can do. He'll have to do again, yeah.
Oh, I got
so
a
he
new
has to do
hot
flow
end
test and linear advance and all this kind of stuff as well. So
I got a new hot end and a new thermostat for it, but that's useless. That's for the old hot end. Or that's for the old, yeah. Anyways.
I think Tim only does the pressure advance on Clipper.
Yeah. Who said pressure advance?
Run a test print, run a test cube, see how it goes.
Yeah, it's warming up.
It's warming up?
It's warming
what they
up.
all say.
What do you mean? It should be warm already. It's only a small little printer. Come on.
The bed's warming up. Come on.
You know we just have fun giving you shit.
This is annoying because this does not show me the temperature.
Go back out to the root. It doesn't
Here
show
we go. We're moving. I probably screwed up my Z offset when I took the head back off again, but we'll see. Because this is a high quality.
Just on the fly, yeah.
This is a high quality build surface. Oh, come on. Okay, purge line.
I hate that build tech.
I have filament coming out of the purge line. Okay. Oh, we have filament. We have filament extruding.
Is it sticking?
Bed's too low. Come on, get up. Live
One thing at a time, Liam. Let them engrave the glass plate first. With the
live
bed
adjusting.
First.
Live adjust works.
Live adjust. Right, left, boom, boom. It's called live adjusting the knobs as it's printing.
That's what she said.
Yeah, Tim likes tweaking his knobs.
Well, he had a couple of nice pink ones in his hand a minute ago, so I don't know what those.
Well, we're not going to talk about those.
How you going there, Josh?
Who knows what that sound is? That it just
okay, it's printing. Damn, that's printing fast. Slow it down. It should be about 60.
I know. I think I've got it set at 100.
That wouldn't happen to be your
bring it down to about
profile again by any chance.
Okay, Josh. I would drop it to about
down
70%. Let it do a decent job at a slower speed. You can push it later on. We want to make sure it extrudes decent right now.
Oh man, that first layer was nice. Second layer is pretty. Oh, look at this.
I think we fixed your extrusion issue.
Yeah, I think so.
You got to stop using your RatReg profile for all your print jobs.
I got to stop it.
Tim.
I got to slow it down.
Now, one other thing, Tim. Now,
slow mute. Yeah, of course you can't slow it down on the display.
Oh, you can't? You should be able to just turn the dial to slow it down, no?
I wish. There's no dial.
Oh,
or display.
Okay. I don't have one of those machines, so I don't know.
It's going way too fast. Let me stop it. Confirm.
Yeah, do a new slice.
Well, we're spitting filament. Like, hang on, let me get it off the bed and show you.
It seems to be okay.
Yeah, you can kind of, if I get this at a little higher angle, you can kind of see that it spit something out, but it couldn't keep up. The flow couldn't keep up with that speed.
Well, yeah, okay. So slow it down. Do a new slice of a test cube, and set it at 50 millimeters a second. Layer. That looked okay though.
Bottom layer is decent
because
the bottom layer was slow. Yeah, because it's the slowest layer.
Yeah, bring it down to 50, and slice it at 50 and run it again. First layer at 25 or 30.
I always do my first layers around 20 sometimes on small prints.
Yeah, well, 25 or 30, that's not a smooth surface, so it should be okay at 25, 30.
Okay, let me. Okay.
And if you want to add a brim to it, or something like that, just so you get some extrusion first before it
I'll do a
skirt.
skirt.
Yeah, a skirt. Yeah, that'll work.
Okay, let's do.
Tripod's not here to talk about skirts.
100.
It's a shame, John, because it's a nice, balmy 35 degrees here at the moment.
Oh, I wish I was there in that weather. I like that.
Who's echoing?
I don't know.
Hello.
I might. My YouTube's mic'd off.
We're all doing it. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, I'm muted and you're still coming through. Maybe Josh has got another mic on.
No, he's muted. Okay.
One, two, three.
I'm going to mute myself. One of you talk.
Hello. Still hear some ghosting.
It's not me.
Try muting me. Mute me off.
You can mute yourself.
I'll mute myself. Okay.
Okay.
Don't mute yourself.
Is it muting now? Is it echoing? Still there. So unmute yourself, Kieran. Tim, can you mute yourself for a second?
Yeah. Hang on. Boom, boom, boom. I got to find the screen first.
I can do it for you. You can unmute yourself in a minute. There you go. So, any more echo? Unmute yourself, Kieran.
1, 2,
Any
3.
echo? 1,
no
2.
Echo here. No, it must be Tim. Must have a stray mic there, Tim.
Yeah, you can unmute yourself. You must have a stray mic or some speaker. Your microphone's near your speakers or something.
Oh, it was? Sorry.
No, not you. It's Tim. It's not you.
Oh, okay. Good. I just automatically assume it's me.
It's not me, no, because I tried muting myself as well, RC, and it was still there because Kieran was talking.
So my computer. I don't know if any of you use Mac OS or not, but
I do. I have for my work machine, but on personal machines I don't.
I just upgraded to Monterey, and all my Logitech software is just like taking a shit. So
reasons to love Macs.
Well, that's because they're enforcing 64-bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's working again, but I had to. It just like reset everything because I've got one of those MX Master Mice, and so all the extra buttons on here and everything that I had mapped out were just reset. So I had to do.
So what version you want? 11. What is it, Ian? I'm running 11.16.1.
Whatever Monterey is. Let me see here. Let's see about this Mac. 12.0.
Oh, yeah, because this is I'm using my work machine right now, and so there are always versions behind because they have to test everything before they release it. So
makes sense.
It's just good IT work,
No comment.
In Quebec, it's minus 12 degrees, 11. Yeah, well, we have. It's not that kind of cold, but we had a little bit of snow today. Let's see who else. Non-time about the same time here. Okay.
If white stuff falls from the sky here, it's usually ash from the bushfires.
Yeah.
It's the only white stuff that falls from the sky here, man.
It's 20 degrees Fahrenheit here in Wisconsin.
So that's extruding a good skirt there, Tim.
Speed's not too bad either.
Yeah, it's about 50 is what I was telling them to slow it down to. So, like, these are really designed between 50 and 80.
Yeah,
it's harder to stabilize.
I went to 50.
Yeah. That looks like a good first to outer walls. Yeah.
That could be a little closer to the bed, but yeah.
It's all right. We just want to make sure you got consistent extrusion as it builds their walls, right?
Maybe a little too close to the bed. Yeah. Whatever. There we go.
By layer 3, it won't matter.
I came late, Tim. So what was the problem with that head after the damage and it wasn't coming out? It was a extruder itself was the problem?
No, it was the E-steps. The E-steps were really, 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 really low.
For the direct drive.
System, the gear ratio was different.
Was so low, yeah.
750 on the E-steps. That's really high.
Yeah,
Could be
we
a
had up to
pancake
750. Yeah.
Because this is a smaller stepper than the other one that was on it.
Yeah, but the ratio of
All
gears
depends,
in
yeah.
the system is different. You see.
Yeah.
'Cause that was one thing that was mentioned the lap before you finished up was that it most probably the E-stats to be screwed up. But
Yeah.
not that. That's a massive difference, though, isn't it?
Well, and
Yeah,
that's
so-
why I didn't think it was because, you know. Yeah,
but
that's
there was no
much
block.
better.
There was no blockage. You could manually push it out, and it was kind of extruding. So yeah, strange.
Yeah.
Looks like it's going good though.
He seems to be doing a decent job right now.
Yeah.
Now, I have a request of you, Tim.
Okay. Yeah.
I need you to send an email to me so I can forward it to my wife to say that I'm actually good for something.
You want proof?
Actually, of all the, I'm stopping. It's clogged now, the hot end. So
It's clogged?
yeah, the hot end's
What's
clogged.
your extrusion? Are you doing retractions?
I don't know. I got to check. I just whipped
Because
it
at a
up.
direct drive, these retractions should only be about
5
millimeter.
1 or 2
only
millimeters.
1 or 2 millimeters. Okay.
5 is for a Bowden.
What do I have?
I usually
Let's
use
see.
0.8 on my Titan Arrow.
Yeah, each one will be different. You'll have to do retraction testing, but about 1 to 2 millimeters is average.
Let's see. Extruder 1, retraction length 5. Oh, that's way too much.
You were doing a Bowden retraction in a direct drive.
Yeah. Again, it's super slicer, and I really didn't tweak the profile properly for anything yet.
David, you said 1 or less. It varies a lot per hot end. I have seen retractions at 0.4, and I've seen others retraction at about 1.2,
But-
1.3.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah, it's too bright, but how does it look?
It's too bright.
To make it big, Liam.
Yeah, I'm going to make him big. Yeah, 1 second. It's not focused,
Why-
but
why isn't it
it looks
focusing?
good, though. That looks consistent.
Oh, yeah, it is. I mean, it's fine, but as I say, it clogged hot end on the inside.
Well, that's
but-
easy to fix, right? You just
But
heat
everything
it to about
first layer looked
Yeah,
fine.
there
Yeah.
you go. You can see it there.
Yeah, it looks
Doesn't
good.
look
Yeah.
bad at all.
Just have to adjust my retractions.
Well, yeah, he'll drop the retractions to about
Yeah.
1 millimeter or so.
Yeah.
Initially, and you may even go lower, and then because it's direct drive, and then I would turn around and heat the hot end to about 230, and
Yeah.
push filament through. At that temperature, it should clear itself, and if it doesn't, do a cold pull.
You know, the beauty of this printer is you can just pick it up with 2 fingers almost like this, and then
Well,
just, you know, you say,
you
okay.
should have left it
It's
turned
easier
on.
just to go with it.
Huh?
They told you because yours. Well, I suppose it's clogged anyway. Doesn't matter.
It's clogged anyway. I've got to fix that after. It's getting to the time where I got to
The
go.
best thing you do is you can get a piece. You can buy them online. I've saw them online, and it's a piece of stainless steel.
Yeah.
It's 1.75 millimeters wide.
Yeah.
And it's about maybe 3 or 4 inches long. You get that.
Oh.
Turn on your hot end and just push it through, and it will actually clear out the extruder for you.
I fixed it.
Did you?
He's got a
great.
war wound, but
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
but he's fixed.
Nice.
Yeah, there's the resin with the pegs, going for the peg group, which is fine.
Yeah,
There we
that's
go. So,
yeah, but that's for the that's different. Yeah, but we just wanted to get it extruding tonight.
yeah, and I'm just not going to print anything. It's late for me, right, for this time of night and during the week. So we got it
For a school
extruding
night,
tomorrow.
yeah.
I can work on a print.
Well, yeah. So at least you're working. So yeah, and you'll have to do some extrusion testing and so on. But yeah, it looks good now. At least
Yeah,
it's
I'm
in
gonna
the
go
right
back-
direction.
I'm going to go back to Prusa Slicer for now because I know how to use it. Super Slicer's got a lot of settings in it that if you mess with them too much, you can just get lost. So
I haven't used it. I haven't gone over there. I really like Idea Maker. I'm a big fan of Idea Maker. It's a great size. I know Super Slicer
So
has
fashionable.
1,001 options,
yeah.
but I really like Idea Maker.
Should I wear this to the office tomorrow? What do you think?
You should.
The trouble is, they may not notice, Tim, with the rest of your outfit you normally wear.
No, I think you should wear it. Put up a link. We're about to end actually, Milan or Milan. We're about to end,
Yeah.
so I don't know if it's worth your while even popping in because we've been going for almost 4 hours now, so we're about to wrap it up. But next week, for sure, next Wednesday, pop in. All of you guys, you know, you're always welcome, right? So I'll be having another hangout next week. Please feel free to pop in, and maybe we'll even this Sunday we'll actually see what should have happened last Sunday on Tim's stream. What do you think, Tim?
Possibly, yes. I'm going to be starting a new series on Ender 3 V2 upgrades, but I want to kind of close this one off this Sunday. Yeah.
Do a comparison print once you get, but do temp towers, do retraction testing to get the settings right, and then. So remember, you'll be looking at about 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2 in your retraction tests when you build it out, the retraction tower.
Yeah.
And because it is a direct drive, more than your
I'm going to do all that with nylon filament. No, I'm kidding.
Good luck.
No, that's it. And then a week, and then remember, week this Sunday is my giveaway.
Yeah,
oh yeah, I know.
I'm going to have to wag work for that, for the Monday.
People love your scarf, Tim, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could coil it up into like a little hat, almost.
A turban.
Yes. A dragon turban.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to wear this for the Chinese New Year.
Actually, people love that. It actually looks fantastic.
Yeah.
The only problem about silks look beautiful. Their layer adhesion is so poor. It's
not so much the layer adhesion; it's just the brittleness of them. You know, there's just no strength on them.
They're brittle because of the layer adhesion, because the elastomers that they add the filament to make it.
Milan's asking what I used. I used a filament called Arion. It's called Arion Metal Silk Rainbow. Right. It won't focus. It's too much.
No, it won't. It's too bright.
No, it's too bright. Yeah.
Yeah, too bright. My fingers are so bright, I gotta wear a shade.
I've used had absolute garbage adhesion, except for one. And that
Which one? Arion?
It was 3D Solutech. It was their purple. I think they call it like Ultra PLA or whatever. But it's just their branding on silk and like the purple one. Like,
I mean, the silks do come out okay. I mean,
not too bad. Statue.
They come out fine as long as there's plenty of walls.
Yeah, you got to get the walls up. You got to get the walls up. You got to have normally use 3 to 4 walls.
This thing is like rock solid. Like
that's a nice color.
There is no way I could break this with my hands.
Yeah.
And
that's nice.
And you need to run them hotter. Yeah, that's true. You need to run them at about
10 to 15. 10 to 15, I'll run them.
210 or so, yeah, maybe 215, yeah.
Yeah.
An RCCNC, it was a 45-hour print.
But, if you want a good layer adhesion.
And since Tim has the rat rig working now, he's making one for everybody in the audience.
That's it. But since Tim now can actually monetize, just make sure your donations get put into the channel first.
Yeah. No, I've got a job to run with this filament first. So
that'll be a big job, yeah.
That'll be a big job. It's about 1.5 kilograms for one of them.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta run.
Guys.
I'm gonna go say goodnight to the rats.
Yeah, I'm gonna go because it's 11:15, and I you're all watching me on screen. You all know I need my beauty sleep, so.
There's not enough sleep on the planet for everyone
to fix it. I know. Yeah, like you too. We love you too, Kieran.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see you guys later.
Right, guys, it was fun as always. Thank you for coming and hanging out. Glad you're up and running, and Tim. So, guys, like, subscribe, ding the bell if you haven't done so already. I'll be here next Wednesday, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern again. I do not have at least I do not believe I have an unboxing this weekend, so I don't have anything to show this weekend. But I'll be on streams. I'll be on Jerry streams. I'll be on Tim's streams. I'll be on any streams that's going out there. I'm often on a lot of them.
You're on those stream whatchamacallits, aren't you? Yeah.
I'm on a lot of streams, but and I'm not there for the competitions. I'm not Matt. Sorry, Matt. I know you're listening.
And we have to make sure that Matt's banned from any competitions for Tim. Just
maybe
Louise.
My business.
Louise only. Louise only.
Competition. Matt's banned.
Yeah.
I tell everybody. So, all right, guys. Thank you. It was fun. And have a good night. And remember, don't buy it, guys. We're makers, so make it. Okay?
Yeah.
Take care.
Cheers, guys. Stay safe, eh?
Stay safe.